if you're gonna say I did it for Gamba and it's Gamba and I'm more than bankrupt, you gotta stand up like that. You gotta go like that. You gotta go like that. You gotta say XQC morally bankrupt Lord Gamba addict. Him. I'm just ask if you're joining for 10 mil. I mean, I don't think she can, but yeah.
Nope.
I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sure I'm gonna.
No, and it's not because I got like $10 million.
What do you change to get a 10 mil contract? Low.
It's just because I'm good as I am. Why would I compromise my morals and ethics for more money when I have money? Something about that is...
She can't. I do believe that she has an agreement. If you look at her stream hours before the last couple of years, or last week, I think she was doing really great at the time. I think she signed a good agreement with Twitch that isn't performance based and has a little bit of like minimum hours, and she streams her minimal hours and rides her contracts out, right? So I don't think she could get out of her contract to get a new one, and it's very comfortable right now. I'm pretty sure that's how it. I think a lot of people have that. So basically, even if she wanted to, I don't think she would be able to. So yeah.
So cringe to me personally. Like I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right?
Wait, what?
Like I understand, you know, if you need to make cringe to me personally. Like I understand, you know, if you need to make money, right?
Right.
For me to do cringe shit when I have my, I can't. Like, ew. How do I? Can someone put this into words better than I can? It's almost embarrassing. Nope.
What?
No, and it's not because I got like $10 million. It's just because I'm good as I am. Why would I compromise my morals and ethics?
Wait, morals and ethics about what? Wait, you have to go into specific. You could just say morals and ethics. I mean, ethics is pretty obvious when you talk about other topics. Morals and ethics about what? What morals and ethics is there to fucking breach?
For more money when I have money. Something about that is so cringe.
I genuinely don't get it. About what? Oh, okay, I get it, my bad. I was clueless. Okay, yes, it's the same Gamba equals the win argument. So basically now that, so now instead of winning the argument, now it's layering morals and ethics on top of that, and it's stacking the deck as much as they can, saying Gamba win low W. That's what it is. Okay, I get it. It's a classic.
Cringe.
I'm not pressed. I just think it's kind of weird to throw a bit into the bus under that pretext, because later down the line, when they're all proven wrong, right? Nobody will go back and correct their mistake and say, hey, you know what, guys, it wasn't about Gamba and I was wrong about this. So I didn't. Their morals and ethics weren't at breach. My bad. They never go back and fix what they said, the damage that they caused with these stupid ass fucking comments. They never do shit. How about we talk about the Amazon and the DraftKings deal? How about that? We talk about that. Or we're talking about her close friends that all took ACR deals. Or we could talk about her other close friends that took stake deals that gambled on a daily, which ended up using more of their audience than I did for Gamba, and actually had more stream hours on the sites than I did. What about those? Oh, okay. Okay. Those aren't morally and ethically bankrupt, are they? Okay, got it. Makes sense.
To me personally.
Gotcha.
Like I understand, you know, if you're
gonna call out dog shit, as you say it's dog shit, you call out all of it. If you pick and choose your battles based on what looks better to the public, you are soft. You're like goo. You have nothing to stand on. You're just gonna be wobbling around and fucking jiggling and whatnot. You're not doing anything of substance.
If you need to make money, right? for me to do cringe shit when I have my, I can't. Like
it's not about it's not a whataboutism. I think there was another clip, right? I think there's another clip. Hold up.
nope. How do I? Also, I want to specify. I'm talking about me personally. After all the things that I've been outspoken about, and where I stand.
I mean, Amazon money is all fucking like. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like Amazon. I like the product. Okay, but isn't it like fucking like sweatshop like fucking no bathroom breaks, employees super hardcore squeeze, fucking bad working conditions, hardcore inhumane workplaces and whatnot? Okay. And Gamba deals too. So both PogChamp, no union, smoking that pack, crunch it down to a crisp, PogChamp, but Gamba Juice, not PogChamp. Morally, ethically bankrupt. Gotcha.
And morally and ethically in regards to certain things, it would be really, really cringe for me to stream on Kick. Like, there's no other way to put it. But you know, for example, like X, he's been gambling, he's been about it, so it makes more sense for him. But for me, it's, imagine. Oh, I think I know why. It's because it looks desperate. Nah.
Huh? Oh no, they went there.
I would rather make $0 and keep my dignity. For me.
My dignity.
Oh my god, it's stuck in my head. No, that's so embarrassing. Ah! Maybe that means it was kind of good though. Oh man.
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh man. So anyway, saw the Smosh news sort of. I didn't watch the full video, so if you guys would like, we can watch that. I wanted to look at the Tfue thing.
You know?
Oh wait, it's this. But I didn't realize it was 40 minutes. So what do we do? We to exit? What are we gonna do?
It's been.
Cause I'm
Baby, you me iced out, tennis chains iced out, so on my neck, nigga iced out, iced out, running man, catch me if you can. Bad bitches on me, 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 bad bitches on me. Hit her for a minute, then I bounce it to the home. Hit her for a minute, then I bounce it to the home. I don't wanna see you when I wake up in the morning.
Am I crazy with this one, chat? Am I crazy or not? Chat, am I crazy or not? I don't get it. Have I lost my fucking mind already? Have I lost my mind already or not, dude?
Ew. Also, I want to specify, I'm talking about me personally. After all the things that I've been outspoken about and where I stand morally and ethically in regard.
You know what? Fuck it. Leak your contracts. Leak it. Leak it. Leak the contracts. What? I think you should leak theirs. I think it only makes sense at this point. I think people saying I don't do shit for money, right? They all have deals. Okay, listen. I'm not throwing them on the bus that hard, okay? I know their contract specifics because they told me, so I'm not gonna leak it. Ends up being public and ends up being public. Every person that's a big streamer that went against the flow and tried to be a bitch ass about it, they are all on the one-to-one Twitch agreements that are very rare to have. There's only these days there's only a few. There's only a few. Okay. They're all on the one-to-one Twitch agreements, and the fact that they diluted their efforts and like their passion into signing money deals and saying that they wouldn't sign for money is incredibly rich. When they already did that, they're already on that. Guys, I don't think you guys understand that. All these people are already on those deals current as we speak. They're in those deals right now. She is on it right now. So it's like, what do you mean you wouldn't take a deal for money? You are on a money deal.
To certain things, it would be really, really cringe for me to stream on Kick. Like, there's no other way to put it. But you know, for example, like X, he's been gambling, he's been about it, so it makes more sense for him.
So see, this is like gamble equals win. The gamble equals win. I didn't gamble for the longest time, and I could have. I mean, I could have went to Blaze or whatever the fuck. I could have done the fucking Clash, whatever the fuck. I didn't. When I told you guys I genuinely got tired of it. I just was. That's just about it. I'm not gonna say lies, guys. Gambling isn't banned. It's guys like what? Look at all this. Gambling isn't banned. It's just not. I don't know what you guys are on about. I could have used other sites and whatever. These are not really related. No, they're not. It's the same concept. It's a copy and paste of the other website. Guys, it's a copy and paste of the other website, quite literally. There are some things, chat, it's kind of like the Pirate Bay, right? You can't really kill a concept. If it's not one doing it, another will do it. And everybody's doing it. And it'll just replace whoever's at the top and what people complain about. It's like pinball when there's the balls at the bottom and you lose one, and then one comes up, it's like a gun fucking mag. Bing, 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 and it's just gonna keep doing that, right? Up until you outright ban all of it. And I think the reality is that just kind of how it goes. Yeah, I mean, there's more gamblers on fucking Twitch as there is on Kick right now. It's just kind of how it is. By ratio, probably not the same amount, right? And it's why I think once the next run of signings happen, the gambling section will probably be eclipsed. You probably even more than Twitch. I think with the next 30 days, I'm saying 30 days, it's probably gonna be more like 2 weeks. The next round of signings are massive. They're fucking incredible, and I'm super proud of it. I generally am. I'm excited for it. And when people figure it out, when the ecosystem kind of stabilizes, and there's even less gamble compared to the main viewership, right? I hope these guys come out and say, guys, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I hope that these kind of fix the damage caused, because I think it's getting old. Guys, I think it's getting old. A lot of the people that are also anti-Gamba, believe it or not. The people that are signing over actually hate Gamba, and they're signing because they believe in the product, quite literally. They believe in what we're doing. So all on the one-to-one agreements, and the fact she
that
is.
Diluted
Their efforts
and
she has
their passion into signing money deals, and saying that they wouldn't sign for money is incredibly rich. When they already did that, they're already on that. Guys,
you want to say a question mark? They know I'm right.
you're completely misunderstanding the point. For starters,
I'm misunderstanding. Okay.
XQC, I'm not talking about you. All I said was, for me personally, if I'm gonna stand against gambling.
Hey, listen, if you're gonna stand there, dude, and call me mortal bankrupt, you gotta say it with your chest, bro. If you're gonna say I did it for Gamba and it's Gamba shit and I'm mortal bankrupt, you gotta fucking stand up like that. You gotta go like that. You gotta go like that. And you gotta say, XQC, morally bankrupt, cuck lord, Gamba addict. Fuck him. You gotta go, boom. You gotta say it with your chest, man. Otherwise, it just comes off as weak sauce. It's weak sauce otherwise, man. I'm just saying, man. It's weak sauce.
And then I take a Kick deal. It's very clear that I'm doing it for money. Right? But it would be me going against my morals and ethics for money. If you...
Nope. Doesn't make sense. Sorry. No.
Right? But it would be me going against my morals and ethics for money. If you
No.
are not against gambling and you go on Kick, that adds up. But for me, it would be very clear that I do that only for money.
No.
Saying that I have a Twitch contract,
All on the one. Oh, she didn't say about that. All on the one-to-one Twitch agreement.
to be privileged enough to get a sick contract, of course I'm gonna do it. But only for money. Saying that I have a Twitch contract, I've been a Twitch streamer. So for me, to be privileged enough to get a sick contract, of course I'm gonna do it. So like, what are we?
Huh? Wait. I don't get it.
Arguing about?
Does it make sense?
Me saying I wouldn't go on Kick no matter the amount. That has nothing to do with your decision-making process. I even explicitly said, for him it makes more sense, for me it would be kind of weird. There isn't the same kind of gambling. Crypto gambling is what I was mainly.
Oh! Oh! Oh, not this again! No! No! Not this again! I can't. Oh my god. Okay, move the goalpost. Somebody get the contractor, get the fucking... Yo. I can't. No, I'm not doing that. Not today. Goalposting, I can't.
This is those,
Guys, no shot she's calling me.
fences and walls and scale them and keep going and just
Oh,
keep, I mean, like
nah.
it was an obstacle course.
Oh, nah. Oh, nah. What's my name? Listen.
Oh, nah. What's
Listen. I am not even mauled, okay? I'm not kidding. I am not mauled, okay? I'm just telling you, okay?
I don't think you're mauled either.
The things you're pointing at, if you're gonna go there, you gotta send it. Otherwise, you gotta send it. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
X. You're being debated right now.
No.
Really bad.
No.
Wait, let me just hear me out. Hear me out, and then you can fully disagree, okay? Just
Yeah.
give me a minute or two, okay?
Yeah, it goes.
Whatever clip you saw, let me tell you in its entirety what I said, okay? I said if me, personally, if I switched to Kick, that would very clearly be hypocritical
Mr.
and a
Cap, can
move
I
that
get
I
a
do
welcome to
only
the
for
jungle?
money, right? Considering the stances that I've taken in the past against crypto gambling, etc.
Okay,
right?
but what's the link?
And I even say, hey, well, I was saying, for me, I think that would be a bad look. But for X, someone who's always been for that, it makes more sense. That's all I said.
Yeah, you see, the main problem that happened with that initially, right, is that the whole idea. So people, I think it's a very, very low hanging fruit to go with the argument of like linking Kick to Gamba, because a lot of people are doing it, right? And it makes a lot of sense because oh guys, it's some of the management and some of the people from Stake. So it's
that's their entire funding.
Okay, right. So are you for inhumane conditions for working and no union and all of that? Are you for that? Is that where your morals land?
I get it, dude. But proximity
to
those kinds of things matters a little bit. Is Amazon perfect? No. But what is this whataboutism?
Huh?
And listen, that's your take, right? You're saying for you, maybe Gamba a little bit bad, Amazon a little bit bad, so you're comfortable doing all these things, right? For me personally, I've taken such a strong stance against what Stake does. For me to take money that comes literally directly from crypto gambling would be so silly.
Okay. Okay. And I feel like once I win the argument there, and you're just gonna go post back to saying, well, it's the unregulated one. Oh, there's some on Twitch? Well, these aren't as big. And well, Twitch is on trying to ban these ones. And well, and it seems like we're always moving the goalposts somewhere else when the argument's gonna lose traction. I think that's what this has been about pretty much. That was been the only problem.
I've seen a lot of people say, like, you know, moving the goalpost. My whole point with what I said is just saying that the goalpost has remained the same for me. I personally don't want to be affiliated with crypto gambling. I'm not for it. Do I love gambling in general? No, but I don't want that issue to become worse. That's it. So actually, the goalpost has remained the fucking same for me. If I started dick riding Kick, then the goalpost has changed. Then all of a sudden I'm like, well, Kick isn't stake in and of itself, so it's okay. That would be the goalpost changing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that in it of itself, for your thing, kind of makes sense. I don't think that's what the goalpost was at. But okay, listen. I think the main point in all of this is that you weren't there in those talks, so I get you're working with less information overall, right? And I think you're making conclusions that are a bit too quick, right? Because
please tell me, what are these conclusions? How are they wrong?
Okay.
Like, I'm more than happy to know.
So you know something called like a roadmap. You know, there's a roadmap and there's a game that really makes updates. Like they have a content roadmap. You know what that means?
Yes, they're plans as a company.
A roadmap.
I know what a roadmap is.
Right.
I've co-founded 2 companies on this.
Okay, so the roadmap for the website and the roadmap that I was in talks with, right? At first I was kind of like in the same idea as yours, right? And I started understanding that is not the goal, not the plan, and that is not the direction that they're going, and probably never will.
So I think what you're trying to say is that they are not looking to continuously profit off of crypto gambling. You know, they want to create other revenue streams. They want more of their revenue to come from perhaps streamers or subscriptions.
Oh shit! Stake always will. I'm sure Stake will, right? I'm sure that website will not. Stake will not become some charity thing. No, that will always remain Gamba. But what I'm saying is that
what are we arguing?
Huh? Because Stake isn't Kick. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Is that Kick is Kick. This is like, it's a project. It's a thing that they're doing.
If Stake wasn't Kick, why is Stake funding them in their entirety?
Wait.
Are they different things? Yeah, but you can't just ignore the link between them.
Okay. Let's say I'm a lottery winner. I win lottery. All the gamblers, they buy lottery tickets. I win the whole thing. I win $1 billion. I put half of it, 500 mil, into making a competitor website. Are my endeavors clouded by Gamba? Are my things delegitimized by it? Is there budget for?
Stake did not hit the lottery. I don't think that's a fair analogy whatsoever. Stake made the lottery.
Okay, but at that point, if somebody uses the fund that they have, right, a portion of it, to make it a project that is on its own, it's a standalone project. To be a competitor of Twitch, why?
You can't compare one person hitting the lottery to to a company that owns a crypto gambling website.
Okay.
That's just not a fair analogy.
So since you're all about the numbers, I'm sure you know how much money the people actually made off that website, right?
I don't. How would I know that? Do you know?
It's
clearly over 100 million.
It's pretty public. Yeah, they have a lot of money. And you understand that the project is not a crazy amount in comparison, right? The whole thing is not a lot in comparison. It's like a fun project, right? And from my understanding, having talked not the train, not degenerates, actual people at the top, right? They want to make a good product. That's it. They want to make
for them. That's great.
Okay. And when the product is standalone from Gamba and nothing is linked directly to it in whatever fucking capacity you want that you want to make, and the people that are signed, nobody does Gamba, everybody signs to just make content and be about live stream, then what the fuck is the problem?
I'm not trying to tell you objectively or not if Kick is a problem, okay? I'm just saying personally, the position that I hold in this industry, the things that I've stood for and against in the past, I personally would not make that change due to where the money that is funding Kick and all of the streamers that it signs exclusively comes from. I am not okay with that root source and the proximity to it. That's it. And if someone else wants to make a different decision, or the website becomes good and people enjoy it, That's
Yeah,
great.
well, that's
I'm
your-
just speaking personally to me.
Yeah, and I get that. Except then you spoke for me, saying I'm okay with those things when I'm not okay with that concept. The way you put it, that's not even why I was in it to begin with. So like you kind of just spoke for me.
What concept are you not okay with?
Oh, that I'm somehow like morally bankrupt for the decision that I made or whatever. Because
Wait, I didn't call you morally bankrupt. I said this is where my morals and ethics stood in the past, and it would be weird for me to change my stance on them just being offered multi-million-dollar contract. I specifically said for you, you made a. I mean, you did partnerships with Stake. You've always been okay with that, right? If you think
yeah.
that that's morally void, that's you.
And
That wasn't my
then
words.
and then I was also after learning and in talks, I've understood that I genuinely believe, and I wouldn't have signed it if this was a whole two gamble operation. I don't think you understand it. I would have never signed it because
Does your contract have a stipulation?
nope,
that
zero,
says you
zero.
need to
If you
gamble whatsoever?
if you sign an NDA, I'll show the entire thing, right? And I'll give you the right,
Sounds fun.
and I'll give you the right to say whether or not there's anything of gambling in it.
That's kind of fun.
Be careful though. When there's NDA though, it means that you can't say shit about anything, which is kind of you have to be careful. Because
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm just saying that
Yeah, of course.
I would give you the right to say that there's no gamble at the end. That's it. If there is, if that's the truth. Otherwise, not. Sounds fair enough?
I mean, sure.
Okay, let's do that then.
First NDA pog.
Okay.
Okay, regardless, do you now understand what I was saying? And how... It's not only that it was impersonal towards you, I actually separated it in a way where it's like, that does not make XQC bad because his opinion has been the same from the start.
Yeah,
Just
well-
like my opinion has been the same from the start.
I just feel like
you leak
I just,
50K you?
I just feel like if since you don't have the vision, you don't understand it, right? Is that you know something like it's about my dignity and whatever about your thing. It's because when you say for me moral ethic, for me dignity, and then for him blah blah blah, it by implication it's kind of like shots fired that I don't have those things. That's just kind of how it is. Like by default, it's how you're gonna sound.
I totally understand how it might sound that way, but that wasn't my intention, and the reason I mentioned you is so that it would make it clear that I am speaking to how it would look for me specifically.
What?
Your dignity kind of goes down when your opinion changes based on how much money someone's willing to give you. But for you, right, that should not be applicable or the case because you have stood by it the whole way through. So I don't know why you or anyone else would implicate yourself. Like the shoe doesn't fit, right? It shouldn't fit.
Okay, inherently, that does make sense. I think just the way you word it kind of implies it by default. So like it kind of does make sense. It's
No,
just
yeah,
it's just
honestly,
like the
I
dignity
thought
part.
that the way I worded it might implicate that too, which is why I tried to call out you as an example where it makes sense for you, but it wouldn't make sense for me.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Especially the dignity part though. I feel like
Also, I think your viewers are whispering my subs and harassing them. If
yeah, chat, don't do that. Don't do
maybe that
shit.
could not happen, that would be nice. Like, let's be for real. Also, me and X, we're friendly enough that we can just hop on a call. It's gonna be okay, okay? We can all relax a little bit.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, it did sound.
And also, X, I'm sure throughout your career there has been a lot of people who maybe like say one thing to you and then say some shit on stream. Like, you know, I've been there, done that. I don't want to be one of those people. So if it ever seems that way, let's just talk it out.
Yeah, fair enough. No. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so the only problem is that it's always by implication. And something that Hasan does a lot. That's all. It does that a lot. He did that last couple days. It's always by implication.
I am not Hasan.
I know. Well, it does sound like that to people, and then people build
me-
this. Because
Yeah.
let me tell you, because okay, listen. Everything I do in life is all in, right? And I know for a fact that at our points in I guess wealth or money, you understand that if there's not something that makes you feel fulfilled, no matter how much money you have, you're gonna be fucking miserable, right? And it's why it took so many months for me to consider this deal initially, because I had to believe in the project. I had to believe that it was something that could be doable. If I had a part in making it successful and making it a competitor and actually coming out on top, that was like super like how would you call that? Like, holy fuck! If even if the stream part ends up not being too crazy, what about it? I don't think it matters that much because I want to make decisions and do cool shit. That's like, you know, it's like almost like a passion project, and the passion itself that I have in the project is enough self-fulfillment, right? That money can't buy, right? And that's something that on Twitch I haven't had in a long time.
Yeah, I understand. Listen, dude, you don't have to justify your decision to me or anyone else.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I feel like you feel the need to, and I'm sure there are a lot of people attacking you over it right now. For like, it's cool.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I'm not one of them.
No,
I was saying, you know, maybe if Hasan takes the kick deal, that might be a little weird.
Nah, he wouldn't. I already asked him when I was visiting a house, asking people on to, and he said he wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm talking about me, my stance. That's it.
Well, I mean, you're locked the fuck in. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I know you're kind of probably good for like another year, probably like 8 months. I mean, it is what it is. Listen, it's just what it is. Even if you wanted to swap, you wouldn't be able to, right?
Well, as you said, contracts end. So also tell me if you agree or disagree. For people being like, oh, you're just upset that X got the deal and not you. Wouldn't it make more sense if I wanted a deal to not be talking the way that I am? Because as you said, you know, maybe my contract's up in like 6 months. Shouldn't I be sucking up to kick if I want a deal?
Oh, you don't have to explain it to me. You don't have to say that to me. You don't have to justify it to me. Same mentality here applies, but at the same time, it's like if you're locked in, I mean, you're locked in, right? Like, I don't know how long your agreement is.
Not forever, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I know. Because I know for a fact. I mean, listen, this isn't like a corporate secret. Like everybody knows this. It's like deals are scarce and
Scarce.
Amazon tries to, you know, like Amazon's been trying to get like money on their investments without it being like a money sink. So it's been like harder on that end.
Yeah.
And
There aren't that many good deals like there were before.
Yeah, the deals are pretty much gone. But
So I promise you, if this was about money, I would be acting very differently.
yeah. It's why even at the time, I don't like talking shit that much about people trying to people trying to do other things, because at the end of the day, you want things to be better, right? Like people want things to be better, and everybody knows that, and you should know, you know 100% that at the high tier of streaming or whatever, you sort of understand that complacency is trash, and then there's no innovation. People get lazy, people get whatever, and after that, it's like things don't get better. And that applies for massive platforms also. Like
honestly, like you are not special, even if you're at the top.
Yeah, exactly. That's just kind of how it is. So then, yeah. So that was the main point. And yeah, Hasan's been talking shit too. Okay.
How so? Yo, should we add him to this call?
Sure, I'm to the call.
He
Yeah.
messaged me, so
That motherfucker
have a little
is
fun.
snaking out, man. Dead ass.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about.
Well, how am I catching strays?
Well, basically, Hasan, we're kind of done talking about me being a snake, so I think it's time we talk about you being a snake. Take it away, X.
Okay. Well, I wanted to talk to Felix yesterday, but I had to go get my ears cleaned.
Oh yeah, are you okay? What's going on?
I was deaf for like 24 hours, but that's different. I'm in Japan right now, and it's too early to go outside before everybody tells me, fucking, go outside and touch grass. I will be doing that later in my IRL portion. But yeah, XQC, you said I was dog whistling. I don't even know how I would be dog whistling. There's some questions I have for you about what you said yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm asking,
But we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
No, ask away, Brett.
All right, what's going on?
Well, ask away. You said you asked a question. Ask away.
Oh, you said I was dog whistling. I don't even know exactly what you said I was dog whistling on, but I would like to understand what you were talking about with that.
Guy sounds like he is really fun at party.
It's just it's kind of like what Poki did. Well, she kind of explained it, but it's like implicating and making the conclusions that one thing is linked to the other, right? As you go to dialogue, and like it's like the whole Gamba angle. Oh, people understand that if I say it, it fulfills their thoughts about the gambling angle without debunking it or talking about it or having to fucking talk about it at all. It's just the people that know about it know, and you're just kind of fulfilling that, and you kind of know what you're doing. So it's like it is what it is. You get it?
I don't know if that would be dog whistling. I think you're just saying that like I'm bringing up gambling when it's irrelevant to Kick. Is that what you're trying to say? Because I'm explicitly like dog whistling would be, I don't know, like hiding my genuine perspective on a certain thing, which is that like gambling is bad, right? Or unregulated, especially unregulated crypto gambling is bad.
The wrong term.
Yeah, I think so too.
What?
I think you used the wrong word because that wouldn't be dog whistling.
All right,
Maybe he was trying to say you were trying to.
Shit, did I misspeak?
Pander?
Unlucky.
Yeah, it's just the word. I don't know
Pandering,
what word he
maybe?
was trying to. Yeah, maybe, but I don't think it's dog whistle. Dog whistle is kind of.
I don't even know what it would be. I don't even know what I would be pandering
that only a certain
about.
group of people will understand.
Um,
So, you want to maybe clarify what you were trying to say?
yeah, I mean,
Virtue signaling?
Yes, maybe that one.
not really.
I think
Virtue signaling.
Oh,
High roading?
that one?
Please
Maybe
clarify.
high roading?
I'll
Not this turning into a vocab lesson.
I'll clarify. I feel like this whole like link to Gamba thing. I think it's like we talked about it like a million times, and you guys keep like it's almost like you kind of like validate the argument without really approaching it or talking about it, right? And it's like everybody just takes it for what it is, and you just kind of like, I don't know. Anytime you talk about it, I mean, even Poke did it today, where you just talk about it, and it's like, I don't know. You never really actually talk about the gambling angle of it. Yeah, and
What do you mean by the gamble angle? Like, are you talking about Stake being the like main party for Kick? Like, Kick is owned by Stake. The reason why Kick was created was because Stake. Like, here's what I believe. Okay, and I've been very open about this. I believe that Stake, the unregulated crypto gambling website, created Kick as an alternative platform so that they could have a like basic marketing arm. You know what I mean? That they could still
1000% agree. I think they saw
yeah,
the massive
I
return that
genuinely
they were
believe that. I don't think they
getting
got
off of
in the
streamers,
game.
And they're like, oh, this is valuable real estate for us to have for marketing purposes.
Yeah, I don't think
for
I don't
anything,
think they built it because they genuinely were like, I care a lot about the streaming space and I want to, get involved in the streaming space. I'm a big fan of streamers. I think their goal very openly is to funnel traffic into Stake.
Maybe not so directly, and I think that's probably the defense X is going to use.
So
but,
no. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have to use any defense because you have the burden of proof is on you, right? You have to elaborate on what kind of proof you have that's what they want. Right?
Just general business deduction.
Sure, go ahead. Continue.
This is still technically speculation, obviously. So you're right to say that, but when I look at Stake and I see the top category being like predominantly owned by slots gamblers who are gambling on Stake, when I see that the website was created by the owners of Stake, when I see that like some of the largest content creators outside of like Aiden and yourself and Bruce that they've recently picked up are oftentimes like the most consistently sizable audiences are often going to be roulette, like gambling players, right? So that's one reason. That's not the main reason. The main reason still obviously is that it's owned by Stake, by the owners of Stake. It was created with consultation from Trainwrecks, who was major.
People need to stop.
He was a major slots player on Twitch.
Wrong.
And it was basically.
Well, I mean, wrong with that.
Wrong.
Wrong. Yeah. Train. Listen. I love Train. Okay. No disrespect to Train. Train's involvement is extremely minimal. Okay, and
I think at this point,
Train likes
Train creation.
Nope,
You know,
nope.
Train was like its main spokesperson. I think that's hard to refute.
That's irrelevant. Whoever acts like a spokesperson, he wasn't appointed as, and in terms of the whole site as a whole and how big he is, he's eclipsed in both equity, influence, size. Just because he's still on
he has equity.
Just because his clips go on LSF about it doesn't mean he owns websites. I think you guys are overplaying his involvement by a long shot because it makes sense for the argument.
I think
it's
Hasan was just referring to his early involvement, which was quite a bit.
And I was talking about his consultation. I don't even think he's I didn't say he's a co-owner. I didn't even know he had equity until you just said it. I just said
I'm just saying.
Train's consultation and development of the platform.
Apparently his Twitch bio says co-owner of Kick, so.
Yeah. So that means by default that's what it means.
And Trainwreck has tweeted about how he's the third largest owner of Kick. I promise we will never touch your sub revenue.
Okay. And do you know what are the size by comparison? Third could mean anything, and you know that, right?
Okay.
We're
getting lost in the semantics. We're getting lost in the semantics of the conversation.
Well, no, that's extremely important.
We're getting lost in the semantics of the conversation. I didn't even know that Train was, again, like a part owner, let alone the third owner, right? I don't care about the size. Even as a consultant hiring Train, specifically especially after crypto gambling was banned on Twitch, makes it seem like the timing is relatively odd. It's a little suspicious to launch this initiative so publicly immediately after crypto gambling was eviscerated on Twitch. It seemed like they were looking for a new avenue where they could just continue live streaming and, get an ROI that way by utilizing like a live streaming platform, whether it's their own or whether it's another big website that they could be streaming easily on, so that they could keep driving traffic to Stake. This is my speculation, given the fact that it's mostly owned by Stake, and live streaming is not necessarily a profitable venture to get into. It's a loss leader for Amazon, and Amazon is a fucking major company, right? Their goal is to basically capture the entire market and then start figuring out, once they have monopolized the live streaming space, start figuring out how to fill the inventory and start making it more profitable. This is Amazon's goal. A separate goal also is to beef up their IVS structure, which is when they go to websites like Kick or when they go to Stake, and Stake says, hey, we want a white label live streaming website, and Amazon sells them that product, which I believe Twitch gets, I don't know the back end of that, but I believe Twitch might even get a percentage of that as well. So
that's crazy. I hope you get clipped and you're up on Dexerto and people are shitting on you for that take.
Well, okay. First of all, Pokey, I think that if there's one person who gets shit on fucking Dexerto all day, every day, I'm getting cooked nonstop. That's not even... I do know that you do get shit on unjustifiably on a lot of stuff, but trust me, I'm getting clapped up all the time on that.
From what I've been told by many Twitter users, there's no relationship or benefit to Twitch for the fact that, Kick is using Amazon services.
Well, I think it's kind of irrelevant. I think it's kind of like flexing daddy's money, but yeah, that was my argument on that one.
Oh, that's actually a good take. So that was an interesting one, at least. You said it's like flexing daddy's money. I don't really understand that because, like, I probably have shit on Amazon, the parent company of Twitch, more than you have. I mean, we've had fucking conversations where I've shit on Amazon. I am the single largest human donator to the Amazon labor union, which Jeff Bezos is openly antagonistic towards. I'm not exactly fond of Amazon. As a matter of fact, I've mentioned that when we were talking about how like Kick is basically single-handedly kept alive by steak, I talked about how Amazon's hands are not necessarily clean either.
I mean,
so,
I
don't know why you thought that was like, defending daddy's money.
Your wording is a little soft on the Amazon part. Okay, let's use actual adult words. Okay, yeah. Twitch is maintained by the inhumane practices and actual life squeezing sweatshop-like conditions of employees. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, just if you're gonna use the harsh wording for Kick, use the same harsh wording for Twitch and Amazon. Please.
I have. You're literally repeating something I said.
Yeah, but
maybe you didn't hear me say it.
Just
but
now
I
you
have
didn't.
said that exact same thing.
Yeah, but just now you didn't. I'm just saying,
Yeah. I'm not saying that like Amazon is infallible. I've never said that. As a matter of fact, I want to fix Amazon's labor practices. It's probably never going to happen. Let's be fucking real. But I'm perfectly aware of that. Okay.
Maybe
I think that that's bullshit.
Donate.
I think that that's bullshit. For the record, I've heard you literally defend sweatshops against Moist Critical, so I don't know what your take is on that matter. But
sweatshops go hard.
Yeah, you and I have a difference in opinion on that, but overall, that doesn't change the reality with Kick's funding mechanism being Stake, and Stake being a marketing arm, in my opinion, Kick being a marketing arm, in my opinion, directly to funnel more active users onto stake.com.
Thank you. I understand if you maybe want to compare the two, but I don't even think they're comparable.
What do you mean?
How direct streaming and supporting and let's say, working with Kick, who's entirely funded by Stake, versus streaming on Twitch, who is owned by Amazon.
I mean, you're always gonna
obviously.
I mean, it's by proximity.
There's a lot of fucked up shit there too.
At least initially, you're always gonna have a close proximity. That's like fucking. That's like you're a family. You're always in some business like farming, and then the fucking like their kid does something around the idea of farming. When it's in close proximity, of course, like it'll be like that initially, right? But as it expands, making conclusions about where it's going and where it's gonna be, right? By ratio, and saying, oh,
wait, how did we make conclusions about where it's going and where it's gonna be?
Wait, that's the whole basis of the conversation. The argument is that it is
No,
it is made to fund gambling, and it is an effort to reignite fucking casino shit so they can remake some of the money on their platform. That is you've just said that. Like
so you don't think that's
I
the case?
think that's a return on their investment. Yes, that's the reason why they're investing so heavily.
I disagree in ridiculous capacity. Yeah, I disagree with that 100%.
Well, you have more insider information than we do, so
Yeah.
I would love to hear your perspective on it. I might not agree with it, but
If
I
what
have
do you
some
think?
insider information, but X, don't you also think, obviously Kick wanted to sign you, so obviously they're probably gonna tell you whatever you want to hear.
Wait, what? If I had the idea they want things to be about Gamba, they were talking to me about Gamba. Gamba's not my contract. I just told you. Gambling was never even in any talks of any kind. Not even a slight part of it.
I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous to pretend that they don't care about Gamba, or that that's not a prioritization on the streaming platform that they created because they saw how profitable gambling streams were.
That's how it felt to me in terms of I saw the roadmap, and I'm building the roadmap, right? Everybody that is going to come up this month, it's going to be massive this month. It's gonna be I'm not trying to act like oh god, it's going to be crazy. No, this month is going to be absolutely unhinged, and most of the guys that are signed have been not only been none of them Gamba, they're all anti-Gamba, right? And
yeah,
they're
but don't you
because
think
they're sold the same impression.
Owners of Kick and Stake are probably hoping that those viewers end up also seeing the gambling categories, get curious.
So now, not only are we doing speculation, you're literally talking for the owners and you're making outlandish assumptions.
We are speculating, and I think this is a reasonable, educated guess to make, given how.
I'm not speaking for them or saying I heard this. I'm saying that's my theory, and
So-
I'm sure it's many people's theory.
And will you revert when things flip on the other side, or you can do that like all the time and just ignore it and just say
No, because
whatever.
ultimately,
Possibly
even if
flip.
they,
They're not even trying to profit off of their streamers. Where do you think the money's gonna come from?
Do you know something called tech? You know what tech is? Tech overall,
Technology?
just the whole sector of tech. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I don't want to be patronizing. Why are you so worried about profitability when none of this shit is profitable? None of it is.
Because that's what we're discussing. We had the initial point that Kick is probably hoping to profit. Sorry, Stake is hoping to profit off of Kick as a marketing tool primarily for their crypto gambling website.
So you don't think that there's a chance that possibly on the roadmap, the point is to sign and clean the product up, to move away from gambling, to make a strong competitor that's all that streaming, dominate the market, and then have profitable endeavors and a route to profitability and get there somehow, right? You don't think that's a possibility? You're completely hashing that out.
so that's it. You bring up a really good point.
That can be a possibility, but it doesn't change its origins or where it's at right now.
Oh, so you're gonna discredit where it's going and what it's about because of where the money.
Hold on. Wait,
No,
can
I'm
I just
saying
cut in here?
Two things was just why I personally wouldn't align with it.
Okay, let me just cut in here really quickly.
I can't tell the future. Sorry,
Okay, Felix, you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are you saying that the reason why Stake is investing heavily into Kick is because they want to build up a competitive live streaming platform, not to market Stake or anything like that, but instead to become a primary force in the live streaming space on its own with no genuine interest in like driving traffic to stake.com. And they're doing it in a way where they are like unimaginably unprofitable.
Yep.
While simultaneously giving Amazon money, like giving Amazon direct money in the form of both AWS and IVS, which is a copy paste of Twitch. It's like Twitch reskin basically.
Yep.
And they're doing this because ultimately they want to take down Amazon's live streaming market share and become the main monopoly force in the live streaming space.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. So Amazon owns AWS, right? As you know. And Amazon still is having a hard time, according to Amazon at least, creating a profitable space for Twitch, despite the fact that they have already monopolized the marketplace of live streaming.
Right.
Do you think that Stake, which pays Amazon to even do live web hosting, would be able to ever reasonably become the monopoly force in the live streaming space?
So when you talk like that, you make assumptions, right? One of these assumptions is super important.
No. I'm asking you a question. This is not an assumption. I made zero assumptions here. I'm operating off of what you told me.
Yes. You're also making the assumption that there's going to be no alternative. The technology is not going to change. It's always going to remain the way that it is right now, right? That's kind of the assumption you're making, correct? That AWS is the only thing and will always remain. And it's always going to be like that. You're making the assumption by default that this is set in stone and will never change. The technology is just stopped improving on that, right?
No, I'm not making that assumption at all.
I mean, you kind of are by default. You are by default.
That you need physical servers to be able to operate a website. Live web hosting is expensive, like really expensive.
Yeah.
So expensive that the actual dominant force in the web service, the web hosting side of things, is having a hard time making their live streaming company, which already holds monopoly market share in the live streaming marketplace, profitable. The notion that Stake would become a competitive player while utilizing Amazon services and paying them literally a profitable amount to be able to to do this web hosting, which is part of the reason why, like, when you joined the website, it fell apart a little bit. because like they didn't even have the bandwidth to do so. So they had to probably increase their bandwidth. Like they had to go back to Amazon and ask for more.
Your expertise on server capacity and initial releases and whatnot is very limited. And when you talk about this shit, it falls on deaf ears. Okay. Releases and day one stuff is always bound to drive more traffic. The same way that Blizzard, an industry leader in gaming, cannot have a stable release on day one. It's just too much. And that is to be expected.
You can't seriously be comparing yourself
in all
live
fields,
streaming on a website, which you can do on every other website perfectly fine, to Blizzard releasing a game to an entire marketplace for the first. Like Diablo launch is not comparable to you live streaming on Twitch versus live streaming on Kick. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because, yes, you're right. Activision Blizzard fucks up regularly with their services, but those services on release day are fucking, like, they have significantly more active users than you going from one website to the next. For example, here, I'll ask you a question. If you tomorrow decided to go to YouTube, let's say you got a contract at YouTube, it was a massive deal, and you moved over to YouTube and you live streamed for the first time, do you think you'd be able to effectively crash YouTube?
No.
No, right? You wouldn't be able to crash YouTube, right?
No, hold up, let me talk now. Your knowledge about this is so limited. Since you went anecdotally about this, actually, I want to use an example that actually happened only a couple months ago. The Squid Games event with all the YouTubers and streamers that we did on Twitch, what happened on that day? Twitch crashed, right? That drive, in comparison, these things happen. And that's the same thing.
It does.
That's the same for ratio for Kick.
Now we're comparing 10 to 1,000. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
Not true.
Because
not true.
The reason why I already understand that. I'm accounting for you going from one live streaming platform to another competent live streaming platform versus one live streaming platform that is like very clearly not ready for the rate limit.
Has there ever been a large streamer who went from one platform to another and their first stream crashed said platform?
Wait. There's been brawlers on Twitch done that crash website. Yes.
There's been what?
There's been legends on Twitch that have crashed website.
No, yes, but I mean, right? And Hasan is saying those are at a different magnitude. So perhaps instead we. So
the goalpost moving from is it possible to how big of a drive it is? Like this argument is not we're not winning this argument. We went from the size of YouTube
because
the size of Twitch.
Websites you can go to tomorrow and not crash them.
Wait. Kick by
you can go to Facebook, it wouldn't crash Facebook. You would probably crash Twitter because they're also not ready for the bandwidth and not ready to like do massive video live.
Yeah, Kick is smaller. Wait, bro, Kick is smaller. What about it? Like what? I don't know what you guys.
Yes. The reason why I mentioned that,
they can't handle it.
The reason why I mentioned that wasn't to. The reason why I mentioned that was to tell you that like Kick itself still had to go to Amazon that day and ask for more bandwidth so that they could handle one singular Twitch streamer moving onto their website with a real audience, unlike Aiden Ross, by the way, which never crashed the website, for the record.
Oh, he did. But yeah, he did. Okay. Let's dial back a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I remember he did. Okay. Kick is smaller. God, no. You guys overshadowed something very, very important. What you're saying is that the technology won't change, no progress will be made, and there isn't a point where there's a possibility that there's an audience flip and market share change. It's significant enough.
Dude, you're the one making these assumptions. We never said that. We're talking about Kick.
See
now and where it's come from.
That's waffling. That's waffling. This is classic waffling. You're implying something, but you're implying something. You're implying something by default, and then you back away from it once you've made the argument and you've tried it. So like, if you want to stop making these arguments and stop doing it by default, then we could do that. But otherwise, you guys are you're making an assumption by default. And when you're called out on it, you say, well, I didn't imply that. What kind of argument what kind of strategy is that?
I can make an assumption. I can't speak for Pokey.
Right now, not kick 2 years from now.
Huh? Yeah.
I think Pokey and I are talking about entirely different things. XQC, you are right to a certain degree. If you're addressing me, I am speculating, and I do not believe that Kick is in it to destroy the market share of Twitch. And the reason why I think that is not a realistic possibility for them is because they are working with Amazon to maintain their platform. If they move away from Amazon, they have to go to Microsoft or Google. Those are the two other major players in the marketplace with respect to live web hosting.
Makes sense.
Amazon is the dominant force in AWS. With AWS, it's like basically the backbone of the entire internet. The government uses AWS. You know what I mean?
Right. So these things, are they set in stone permanently?
They're not. I'm saying
I'm building towards an argument here. Okay, fair enough. So these things aren't permanent, right? There is progress to get people over to kick over a platform, and to progress to try to get a bigger market share. Do you think there's even a possibility that there is another way to do it, another service, whether by the time that the audience flips, right, to make the product actually successful or not?
Make the product actually profitable?
Or successful to the point where things flip entirely, yeah.
If Amazon, which owns AWS, can't make Twitch live streaming profitable, then a company that's coming and getting outside rates is never going to be able to make live streaming profitable unless their profit mechanism.
I think X is trying to say or make the assumption that Stake is going to replace AWS with better technology once they get large enough, and then they will detach from their relationship or need for any Amazon services. Is this likely? I don't fucking know. Surely
I don't think
not anytime soon.
Thank you.
I don't think it's likely. As much as I know, I do have limited knowledge in this space, but at least I know a little bit to tell you that no, I don't believe that the tremendous amount of overhead and the tremendous amount of infrastructural spending necessary to become a dominant force in live web hosting can only be done by basically the multi-billion-dollar companies that have been established in the space and have gotten government contracts for a very long period of time. Mm-hmm. I do not think that Stake has the capacity, even though they do have a relatively low overhead, and they are basically a fucking money printer because, that is the reality. They're pretty much $2.6 billion in straight profit. You know what I mean? I think they make 2.8 billion. Stake generates a revenue, gross revenue of $2.8 billion a year or something like that. I do think that they probably are currently basically printing money. And they do have low overhead, so they have a lot of money that they can spend for marketing initiatives to continue expanding and to continue growing Stake. But even then, I do not think that they have enough to build these servers. I'll give you an example. When Amazon first started implementing their AWS initiatives, the amount of information that they had to send to servers were so vast. Before they laid fucking cables, they would send server trucks to each individual location to upload it to their hard drives on trucks. This is an incredibly expensive operation to get started on, which is part of the reason why I would go so far as say it's an industry with a natural barrier of entry. It's an industry that is prone to monopolization.
And you just said, of course, and you just said that they print money, and you don't think that they're a possible candidate to achieve that task? If anybody can do it, it's them. And you agree with that by default. You can't back away from that argument.
No, I don't believe that it's likely.
You inherently agree with the fact that if somebody can do it, it's somebody who has a lot of money and could actually take on the big fight, the Titan, and that would be your candidate, and you're going to disagree with that.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're going to do it because once again, Microsoft has established live web hosting services. Microsoft did the Mixer thing while they already had the pre-existing servers, and yet they still were incapable of competing against Amazon and Twitch, and they quickly dropped it.
The product
Now,
sucked.
there is a big difference here. Stake doesn't have shareholders that they are accountable to. They can just do whatever the fuck they want because it's just like a couple guys that run a crypto gambling website. However, even then, it is a foolhardy endeavor, and I don't believe that they would do such a thing, especially because it would, like, they get way more out of just running Kick as a marketing arm for stake.com.
Right. You actually think that if that was the goal, they would get money back on their investments on that front, even though the people that are signing are not gambling related and aren't going to do it? You think that?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter if every single person on Kick is gambling.
So if they
what
don't,
matters
if they
is
don't peddle
that it's an active website with daily active users and with like some of the top content creators openly gambling on there.
And
Not every single content creator on Kick has to gamble.
They're not
Aiden.
creating additional sources of revenue, X, because of these 95% sub splits, no ads, etc. It's pretty clear.
Your
At
mental
least
roadmap.
Currently,
Okay, the way you see profitability
I'm
is
talking
relevant.
about right now. If
Right,
in 2
it's-
years they switch up completely, okay, we can talk about that then. And maybe their roadmap is, hey, we want to be a big player in the streaming space. I'm not saying that's not the case, but you can't argue that their gambling branch or wanting to generate more users for stake and crypto gambling in general is not a massive part of how they make and need to keep making money.
Gotcha. So now it would be the burden of proof would be on you to create a link between all the signings and all the people that are going to be on there, right? And how to link these guys with gambling, even though they're not.
The link is
doing
the
it.
money. The signings, where the money
No,
comes from,
nope.
that's the link to gambling.
Okay, no, that is not how that works. You're working the argument backwards. You're being disingenuous. I'm saying how to make money back, because you guys saying it's a funnel for Gamba, what you just said, right? Now I said it. From that point on, it's Gamba to begin with, let's say. And
But I
it's
think
just
we
sign
said
it.
this already. They're hoping that, honestly...
Oh,
just
so
not-
they're hoping. You speculate that they're hoping it. So what you're saying is that I'm telling you with my insider knowledge. Wow, I'm giving you guys inside information that the next almost every signing, it's entire people that will never do Gamba. That would all be money just lost entirely. How do you tie that to gambling? How do you tie these people to gambling? And how does he make it?
Because
these
they don't need
people
every single person to
actually
gamble.
Have more data than you know. They've clearly seen a correlation between just generally having more users on their website and more likely users funneling into stake.
That would be
which in its entirety wasn't
incredibly-
gambling, but enough people were, and that was enough for them to make money. Now that they can't utilize Twitch, they decided having unfettered access, an unregulated website where they can have a shitload of live streamers on there and a shitload of daily active users on there will drive enough traffic to the gambling streamers on there and therefore to stake. And I think Pokey is right. This is still ultimately a business. They want to make money, and that's the return on their investment. The return on their investment is always going to be how many of the daily active users are they driving over to how many of the daily active users on Kick are they driving over to stake.com? Now, I want to bring something back again with respect to Microsoft. Microsoft's market cap is like $2 trillion. Microsoft's gross profit in 2023, in the same year that Stake made $2.6 billion, was $142 billion.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
So,
I get it. No, I get it.
that company, Microsoft, already has pre-existing capital baked in to the live web hosting services. They've already spent billions of dollars building out this infrastructure, and yet they still failed to make a profitable venture on Mixer. And the point I'm always trying to get back to is what the goals are for Stake, because you're asking me like why is Stake doing this?
Ready? I got you, brother. Then instead of using Mixer as an argument or whatever, because they have the big, if somebody can do it, who would it be? YouTube. YouTube have all the components, the knowledge, the staff, the money, the traction, the server to make it profitable and good. and they have never been able to do it. And their market share sucks balls, right? Right? It's almost as if what matters the most is a good product, right? To make something successful.
How is Kick's product? Okay. I know you're talking about the future.
Oh, you're right. Because we've had more changes on Kick in terms of check experience and product in the last 3 days that Amazon, Twitch had on theirs for the last 3 years. So, where's your argument now?
Yeah, but Amazon and YouTube can host you
within this space.
One at a time.
Go ahead, Hasan.
Amazon and YouTube can host you live with ease, whereas Kick is still having issues with that because they're a relatively new company. Of course, they're going to keep making changes every single day. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a better product. I don't genuinely believe that Kick is a better product. It might become a better product. I want it to become a better product because I want this space to be more competitive. But let's be real. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 here. I don't think Kick is a better product than Twitch as it stands currently.
Of course it's
especially not. Because your juicers probably agree with that. They want to watch you. They want to be able to watch you, and they're having a hard time doing that.
We have a multi-page Google Doc. I'm hiring devs as we speak, and I'm doing talent scouting to make it really good. And that takes a bit of time. I think this idea that because something is a certain state right now, right, and it's bound to stay like that, is disingenuous and is anti-progressive. And as somebody who's preaches the left and the other side, which is a progression, I think it's very short-sighted. Progress takes time. Progress takes time, and you many people will know that.
Beliefs are irrelevant to Kick's future prospects, I think.
It's progression. It takes time. Things improve.
But do you understand the argument that I'm making? Because we're both currently speculating on Kick's future, and we're both speculating on what actual stake is in the matter, right? Pun intended. And when we're having this conversation, I'm giving you actual information as to why I think personal stake in the matter is different than what you're presenting. And the only thing you are giving back to me is, no, it's going to be a better product in the future. And it's actually going to have all the web services on their own internally, potentially, or maybe not. But, it has the capacity to become a competitor to Twitch and actually eat away at their market share and maybe even become the monopoly live streaming service. And yes, of course that could happen. There could also be a meteor strike that wipes out all of Microsoft's and all of Amazon's fucking web hosting servers. But that doesn't mean that it's likely that that's going to happen. And that's not how people make decisions when it comes to business.
Okay.
People make decisions when it comes to business over what their return on their investment is. And right now, they're melting money. They're dumping a shitload of funds into Kick.
Says Amazon. Says you, bro.
What?
Says you.
95-5 split.
Says you. Says Amazon.
Amazon is very open. Amazon is very open about what their interest is. Amazon has always done the exact same thing, okay? They engage in predatory capture of the entire marketplace, and they drive out competitors until they turn into a monopoly, and then they slowly massage their overhead. They make tweaks here and there. They make the product a little bit more expensive. They add additional quote unquote benefits without you realizing until before you recognize it, you're paying more for Prime, you're paying more for delivery potentially. This is how Amazon has always worked. And Twitch is no different. They bought Twitch because they thought live streaming as a medium is going to be the next wave. There is a tremendous amount of inventory. We already have basic monopoly control, almost monopoly control over web hosting. So this incredibly expensive part of live streaming, we already handle for everybody else and for ourselves. So it makes the most sense for us to be able to monopolize the live streaming sector so that eventually we can find good ways to fill all of this inventory and make a shitload of money, because ultimately the goal is profit.
Okay. All these business terms make a lot of sense. You are making sense. Okay, you're making sense. I think sometimes people oversimplify a lot of these concepts. right? Overcomplicate it. When at the end of the day, I believe in a good product is king, right? And I don't want to be ego Andy. I swear, I'm trying not to. Okay, but I think they need.
What is she
They
waffling
need
about?
and needed somebody like me, and now they have it. Now what? I feel like it doesn't take much to make a really good product that is inherently gives people that consume live content what they want, right? That's all it needs is a better product.
Do you think?
What's up? Go ahead. Go ahead.
From what we've seen in the streaming industry, it's not like you can make streaming that much better, and you know the influx of users changes so drastically. The only thing that really made it almost profitable was probably like COVID. A lot more people being home, and I don't think anything Kick can do is gonna really bring in like a new audience.
A new audience. All they gotta do is yoink.
Huh?
They don't have to.
No,
they don't have to-
yoinking is not
They're
enough because
yoinking pre-existing audience.
Oh, yeah. But
yoinking is not enough. If yoinking was enough, then Amazon would be, Twitch would be
Yeah.
profitable.
Yeah.
Twitch is currently not profitable, and they have one of the most important parts of
Wait.
live streaming locked down: web hosting. Live web hosting is the most expensive part of Twitch's revenue generating scheme. The reason why Amazon considers Twitch to be a loss leader and not already a profitable entity is because in their internal accounting, they look at how much of the web services that they're allotting over to Twitch and how much more they could sell it to competitors at like regular market rates. So even with that, even when they're internally massaging numbers, they still consider Twitch to not be profitable, partially because of that and partially because of Twitch Prime, which is a subsidy for Twitch. Amazon Prime utilizing Twitch Prime to avoid ads at the top of the hour. But ultimately, if Amazon can't do it with the existing market share, yoinking it from Amazon while literally paying Amazon market rate, you're never going to be even remotely profitable, especially when you have no advertising initiatives. Especially when you have no advertising initiatives.
I mean yoinking market share, not yoinking money.
Market share doesn't mean anything.
Yes, the market share clearly isn't enough to create a profitable product.
Why are you guys so set on profitability? What are you so set on that?
I thought that was the point of this entire conversation.
If profitability was okay.
If you don't think Stake is interested in becoming a profitable corporation, why do you think, or not Stake, sorry, Stake is profitable. If you don't think Stake's interest in Kick is to make it a profitable live streaming service, then why are they around? Do you think that they have like a genuine interest in the love of the game for live streaming? Is that why? Because they want to do a non-profit.
Oh my God, Hasan,
Streaming.
how long has it taken for YouTube to be profitable? Give me a fucking number of years on that. How much?
I don't know, but I understand what you're saying. I understand the point you're trying to make.
Ass load juice. Juice ton. I don't even know if it's profitable now. Is it? It's a juice ton of time, money. It's insane. I don't think they're profitable now. Are they? Are they? They are not. Since
YouTube internally for Google is worth it. That's a great example.
Yeah.
Google has AdSense. Google's AdSense makes a fuck ton of their revenue. YouTube internally is not profitable. It can be eventually, but YouTube's sustainability comes from the company that owns YouTube taking advantage of advertisement inventory. So what you're describing with respect to Stake is not even remotely applicable. It actually makes my argument. Stake sees Kick as a good venture, even though it's not profitable, because it drives traffic to Stake. Because Stake sees it as no different than, buying ad space on a Formula One car or potentially buying ad space on fucking Chelsea Football Club. They see it as a marketing initiative, and that's why they're doing it, because they want to drive traffic. Why did Stake give $100 million to Drake? It's not because Stake didn't give $100 million
They love
to
his
Drake
music.
because they love Drake's music. They
love
gave him
Drake's
$100 million because Drake gambles on Stake all the time, and he posts it on Instagram, and therefore he gets a lot of other people to go onto Stake and gamble as well.
Okay, and okay, we went crazy on this argument. You need, let me finish my point about YouTube. So you agree that it takes a significant amount of time for something to become profitable, if it can become profitable in this industry. It takes. So why are you guys worried about the roadmap to profitability on a 6-month-old product, comparing it to a 20-year-old product?
Well, the only reason why we're talking about it is because you said that our speculation on why Stake has dumped a fuck ton of money into Kick is wrong. And
they want to make money.
Unfortunately haven't really provided any counter examples as to why their initiative and why they're spending this much money on Kick is actually for different reasons. I'm giving you why I'm speculating this way, and I'm telling you exactly why I believe Stake is putting this much money into Kick. I described to you step by step how we got here. So I want to hear from you, other than like a hypothetical future where like they do want to capture the market share, and although it seems completely impossible to do so.
Yes, it is. And I told you, okay, that there's a part talk and there's a part action. And the part talk is I'm telling you, and I even offered Boki, if she looked at my contract under NDA, that she can verify or not. This is any gambling talks, any topic of any kind. She can even look at my logs, to be honest, with all the chats, and see there's any hint of gambling in it. And when she says no, on top of which, when I spoke to Eddie, I truly believe Eddie believes in the product, and he believes in what he's doing. Whatever it's a passion project, whatever, he actually believes in the product and where it's going, regardless of a gamba itself. He actually does. And the one proof of that is that when I'll show you the next big signings of not only just this month, the continued efforts to make the brand standalone from gamba. That's all that matters.
Felix, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this is why they gave you $100 million. Like, you're doing it right now.
Yeah.
This is the reason.
Like, listen, you might not directly need to gamble, but one, they know you will, and two, it's like foot traffic. People are gonna be on that website.
Yeah.
There's gonna receive, passive promotion per se, and obviously this is something that they know. They didn't give you $100 million for fun. That is obviously a number.
So clearly there are no. Okay. So what you just told me, what you just said, is you're saying it. Regardless what happens, any substance that I bring up, with any roadmap, logs, talks, you will never let go of the idea. Even when proof pops up that dealing with gamba, you will never legitimize and change your idea. You are bricked into place.
What?
Brother, I have an example for you. Are you ready?
You are bricked.
You're gonna understand my point. You're gonna understand my point. You and I have been to Vegas together. We've gambled together in Vegas. We've gone to casinos. Casinos have talent. It's not like when they're hiring Britney Spears. Casinos are hiring Britney Spears because she's going to personally gamble, or they're hiring Britney Spears because they think Britney Spears is going to urge others to go and gamble at the casinos. They hire Britney Spears because they want foot traffic into casinos. Stake has built Kick so that they can have foot traffic into Stake. You, in that regard, are no different than a casino hiring a famous, talented person. You are also evangelizing Kick right now, and you're technically fulfilling maybe not an openly stated part of your contract, but the main reason why they gave you $100 million. The reason why I personally believe it's a non-exclusive deal, which is great for you, by the way, I do think it's great, is because
it makes it even easier
then you can move over to Twitch. I was gonna say you can move from Twitch over to Kick, and your audience will follow you as well. If you went directly to fucking Kick, you would lose a big chunk of your audience that would follow you there. And that's not a diss on you. You have a massive audience. That much is clear. I mean, you literally bricked their website. But this way you can slowly but surely funnel more viewership into Kick, which will ultimately open up more foot traffic for Stake.
Right.
I don't know why that's something you would argue. We're not saying that long term they don't have plans to do more than that, but that's clearly the logic for now, and that's how they make money for now. And they haven't yet put into action anything that shows otherwise. If they were to create a new product that seemed profitable for them, their subs don't seem profitable, they don't have ads to profit from, so this is all we can really go based off of for now.
Yeah.
Like you're the Britney Spears for Stake.com. That's what you're doing.
Okay, and I mean, by comparison, I mean, you guys are doing the same thing for Twitch, which has more combined viewers on all sorts of categories than Kick will probably ever have in the next coming months, if not years. So, by default, you're doing even a bigger disservice.
You're saying that because Twitch has the virtual casino slot on it, that we're actually driving traffic to the virtual casinos?
Yeah.
We don't have control over Twitch. I would love for Twitch to eradicate all matter of virtual casinos.
No. I want you to link the signings and the people that are gonna be on the website to gambling, right? In a more efficient way that I can do it with Twitch and the ones that are on the website on their game categories.
We're not talking about the signings in particular. We're just talking about the infrastructure.
So you're saying that
the business structure of the website currently.
Okay.
When we are exclusive streamers on Twitch, we are driving traffic to Twitch. That's Twitch's goal. That's why they want us to be exclusive streamers on Twitch. Right. That part is absolutely correct. Yeah. You are not wrong on that. And certainly a part of that also is, living with the reality that is a website owned by Amazon, and Amazon is doing a fuckload of illicit shit and awful shit worldwide. I am completely aware of this. Of course, there is no other alternative that is more ethical, and that is a mental calculation that I've already engaged in, and that's why I am here, right? But as far as
So what? Okay, let's work it backwards. Work it backwards then.
Okay.
Work it backwards. Explain to me, what can they do to legitimize the fact that it's not about Gamba, and it's about a live stream product? What can they do? Because I've tried multiple ways of showing you proof and telling you that it's not what it's about. It's about a good product and being a competitor.
I mean, there.
Well, tell me. How do you win that? Then how do you win then? How do you win then? How?
Well, all you can do is say, hey, we have plans to change, perhaps, how Kick is profitable in the future, and we don't want to rely on gambling. And we'll be like, okay, maybe we won't believe you.
I said that, did that, showed you, and tried to prove you that, and you won't change your mind. And on top of that,
we can agree to disagree, and that's of course we won't change.
So you're saying that you're bricked.
You, someone who's being paid $100 million.
So it's more than that, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, you're missing the point.
It's okay.
You're literally saying.
What I would believe if Kick banned gambling, if Kick banned
that's the only way to
Stake.com roulette streams.
Reasonable.
But I mean, and then people will naturally go to Twitch then because that Twitch hosts gambling. I'm looking at it right now. More viewers on it combined.
I think you're right about that. I think Twitch shouldn't do that.
So Twitch
I suspect that they're probably I suspect that they are probably, and I might be totally wrong. One, Twitch is not owned by the virtual casino that you're presenting.
Doesn't matter.
And their primary goal, in my opinion, is not to actually drive traffic to the virtual casinos. So that's number one. Number two, I do think that they shouldn't have those as well. That's still, profoundly fucking addictive. But if they do have it, I assume it's probably not violating the terms of service that they carved out, in the sense that they are probably official casinos that Twitch has, official casinos that are regulated, official online casinos that are regulated.
At this point, Stake's involvement is only behind the scenes, I would assume, for funding, right? But
you understand that Twitch is not being funded by a virtual casino, right? It
seems to me that there's a stronger correlation at this point between Amazon and DraftKings to Twitch than it is from Stake to Gamba. Because as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen a massive Stake link to Kick or an effort that makes them link together. Has there been?
Are you saying that Twitch getting a sponsorship from DraftKings creates a bigger financial tie?
Not financial tie.
Which, by the way, is regulated. DraftKings is still unethical in my opinion.
It's not about the money.
At the very least, it's regulated.
It's about the influence.
Are you saying that
it's regulated,
is similar to Kick and Stake?
Steak is regulated in the U.S. By the way, I don't know why you're making that shit up. Don't. That's slander.
Making what?
Steak is regulated in the U.S.
Okay. I need to understand what you're trying to say. Are you saying to me that Steaks and Kick's relationship is identical, if not less relevant in this conversation than DraftKings and Twitch's relationship, like a sponsorship? Because it's like saying, you know, Twitch is literally funded by the U.S. military, and that's the sole funder and sole contributor because they're running ads for Go Army.
Right. No, I'm saying that
Because that's not the case.
I mean, because you have to provide some sort of link, right, to make your argument make sense. Yeah, you kind of have to, right? What is strong? You have to make an argument of it, right?
Do you think DraftKings owns Twitch?
Wait, no, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. I said there's a link there. Why does it matter so much, right? If Stake is somehow backlinked because of funding, Stake and Kick together, right? Why does that matter so much? If the whole product isn't about gambling, why does it matter so much to you?
Let me ask you this. When you take an advertisement deal,
right?
Okay, when you take an advertisement deal from, let's say, an Activision Blizzard game, are you solely funded by Activision Blizzard, or is that a one-off deal?
It depends. That these things depend. Depends if it's like a super deal. I have to play every week. These links they vary in severity by a long shot. You can't make an argument of one sponsorship like that. You can't do that. It's a false.
I think you understand what I'm trying to say, though, right?
It's what we call that's a false equivalency.
A sponsorship deal with a company is, while still unethical, mind you, I do agree with you on that. If that's genuinely your concern, I agree with you. I think it's fucking bullshit that Twitch has a DraftKings sponsorship. Having said that, however, there is a difference between getting an advertisement from a one-off Activision Blizzard deal, a sponsorship, versus ownership over an entire product. Stake entirely owns Kick. Stake funds Kick.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is that because of where it came from, it must go back to it. It doesn't have any sort of ulterior motive, such as making a good product. What you're saying is that
I think
something
it's a bit of both,
comes from Gamba, right? And because it comes from it, next up, they cannot go to a good product. It has to be somehow, it's going to be tied back to it to refund it like that. As Gamba, it has to.
It could maybe someday go to a good product, but that doesn't mean that we ignore the fact that, you know, it is entirely funded by and currently is still funded by crypto gambling. Correct?
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what the future holds. I'm just telling you what the.
I'm just thinking that is just a stretch. Sorry. I think.
What is a stretch?
Well, it's highly speculative.
Okay. The reason why I spent pretty much an hour describing to you what financial avenues Stake has in its future for Kick was because it completely eradicates the speculative argument that you're making on your side, your position, which dictates that Stake wants Kick to independently be a thriving live streaming service on this ecosystem. Because I've showed you that, like, either Eddie personally has an interest in like doing live streaming and he wants it for the love of the game, like, and he doesn't care if he loses billions of dollars doing this initiative. There's no alternative reason on your side, on your argument, for why Stake would be funding Kick.
Okay. Yes.
And by the way, having said that, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie has written extensively on his own Medium about how important the live streaming ecosystem is for online gambling.
Yeah, right. Okay. It's cool now. Okay. Correlation, causation, whatever the fuck. You can't make assumptions on why Kick is the way it is and where it's going based off of the things that you can't back it like that. Okay. What I'm telling you is that I want to see a mentality change. I'm saying if you have a big amount, kick by size, right? How much does kick have to grow past Gamba for you to stop the argument that it's for that? Like, how much does the Gamba pot have to shrink, right, for you to drop the argument? How much? At this point, it seems like you're never gonna give up.
Right now, it's 100%. So.
100% in funding.
It's owned entirely by a casino, and there's no interest in like making it profitable at all in the near future. I guess like
every company in tech.
I don't know if
like
the CEO doesn't agree with you on this.
Tech in the last fucking 30 years. Got it. Continue.
You know what I would believe if they banned crypto gambling on their website. If they were like, no links to stake. We're not allowing any kind of.
Twitch is a better shit. Holy fuck. Twitch isn't doing shit for the better shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Twitch is a made live.
Because
Sergio, my God. What has fucking Twitch done to Ben Gamble? Nothing. Holy fuck. What are you talking about?
Twitch is not owned by stake.com.
It's a bit different.
It doesn't make it any better that Twitch
you guys
is still allowing crypto gambling
on
for the record.
Source that you will never let it go past its source to become something different. You're so glitched on it. You're saying that funding from one source will always mean that the outcome will go back to the source in that very fucking initial thought. It's like it's stuck in a loop because you don't have a vision. I guess that's why people will fucking forget about you because you don't fucking think. You don't think about the future. You're just stuck behind. That's why. I get it now. It's just a lack of vision.
I guess. I mean, look, I have already described to you as to why I don't believe that this is a profitable venture beyond being a marketing arm for stake. You didn't really address any of those you just said like, no, I know, trust me, bro. So I don't know.
Why does it anger you? Because, I can understand from your perspective why you hope for it to become this amazing streaming website, right? And it's okay for you to believe in that vision. But I don't think it's crazy for us not to believe in that vision. Like, I think that's a pretty reasonable take, and we say it's reasonable because of how it's structured currently. Is that so unfair?
I'm not angry. You're disputing things on the basis of where it comes from. It's angry about because fucking what?
That's all we can work with right now.
Okay. The whole trust me, bro. I've done 3 things. I told you I will let you literally look at my contract under NDA, right? I will show you guys the current signings and the roadmap will all be explained as they trust me, bro. And you can hold me accountable for all that shit down the line 100%. That's the best we can work with. Your speculatory behavior, it doesn't trump that.
Saying, I believe you that you don't have to gamble. I believe you that you guys are going to sign whoever, right? These 2 things don't necessarily prove that Stake is not trying to use Kick as just marketing for their gambling website.
I think your job in the $100 million is 1, for the New York Times article headline, 2, so that people go, oh my God, Kick is such a big dog player. 3, most importantly, you drive your audience to Kick, okay? And these are all perfectly valid and perfectly reasonable.
Okay.
Reasons for why people get into exclusive or non-exclusive contracts.
Okay, Hasan.
I get that.
Okay, cool.
Those are the reasons, but most importantly, what you're doing right now, when you're describing Kick's future, I think that's part of the reason why they gave you $100 million.
Okay, sure. Then what about the Logic 10 mil that just went into fire? What about the TFU multi-dozens of $1 million deal? What about all the people that are being re-signed? What about all these signings? Did you just disappear and cease to exist because you brought up my signing? What about all these deals? What about them? What about all the other big deals on Twitch?
They all serve the same purpose.
Okay, so
we all get signed for the same reason.
Which is growing Kick's equity in this space and their viewership, and they know that they make a return off of that. If you have data that shows me that there is no link between Kick general traffic and viewership and Stakes general traffic and like users on the website, then I'll believe you.
Okay. So what you're saying is that my signing is nefarious and dark, right? But every other signing on Twitch is all nice and cool and marketing.
No, it's for the same reason. It's for the same reason. Okay. We are exclusive streamers for the same reason as you are a non-exclusive streamer for Kick. Twitch wants us to be here so our audience stays here. That's it. I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not saying that there's like some other fucking honorable purpose. No, of course. Twitch wants us to be on fucking Twitch. That's why they're giving us exclusive contracts. And the same reason for why Kick gave you a contract is so you drive traffic to Kick. It makes sense. There's no reason for that. Like, this is not an attack. I don't know why you're angling this as though like we're fucking criticizing you when we're just describing something super basic.
And even if we don't like Kick, that's still not an attack on you personally.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. I think it's just kind of clear. Like, you know, the behavior that you're doing. It's kind of like discredited by default. It's like you can't win battle, right? Like speculation and just saying things in the air because you know that gambling equals bad, which gets a lot of traction. You can just say that out loud and just keep parading it, right? It's a win by default, and you know that for a fact. So all the arguments always go back to it, and you didn't give me a roadmap on how to get out of that, and it's not possible for me to get out of that. Therefore, it's a never-winning battle because you will never change your mind, right?
No, maybe our opinion is that regardless of the roadmap or the end goal, maybe we can disagree with that.
Okay.
No matter what their 5-10 year plan is.
Well, you know what? The Earth is flat. Fuck NASA. Fuck SpaceX, and fuck you too. Fuck everybody. The Earth, it generally is flat. You can show me if you want to that it's not flat. Fuck you because I said so. No, that's why. Fuck you.
But Felix, what you're doing right now is
trying to make
the argument that you just crafted is more similar to your position.
Which is the flat Earth argument. You want us to believe something just because you said so?
Well, I mean,
I'm telling you specifically why Stake's interest in Kick is different in my speculation, my educated guess on the matter, okay? And you're telling me, no, trust me, bro, Stake actually will make up the hundreds of billions of dollars of infrastructural support necessary to even become a competitive player to Amazon's web hosting services. And they will build all of that down the fucking line, even though they're generating $2.6 billion in revenue with very little overhead. And why will they do that? Why will they compete against Amazon? Because ultimately they have it in their hearts. They love the fucking game. They love live streaming and they want to fix it, right? And that argument, unfortunately for me, sounds very similar to what you're saying about the flat Earth.
So,
because
gotcha. Makes sense.
You're not giving me enough reason to believe you when I'm giving you effective counters as to why I believe my speculation is correct on this.
Makes sense. So what you're saying is that if you make money off of something, you are now locked out of doing other endeavors and have other interests.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all.
By default, you are literally locking Eddie. Everything he will ever do.
I'm not saying that at all. Felix, I don't know if you're strawmanning me or if you genuinely are not understanding my position. I never said that. I'm saying Stake could genuinely want to build a live streaming service, a standalone live streaming service, and they want to make it profitable, right? Let's say that this is true. That is your argument, right? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to break it down piece by piece. I'm going to steel man your position, okay? If you believe truly that Stake wants Kick to be independently successful and maintain market share and actually eat away at Amazon's market share and beat out Amazon and eventually make a profitable standalone institution that is monopolizing the live streaming service, they need to dump a fuck ton of money that they currently do not have into building out servers all around the fucking world. They do not have that kind of money. They will never have that kind of overhead.
Oh, so it's never
no matter what happens, because they do not, like Stake doesn't have that kind of money. Do you understand? That's why I gave you the Microsoft example. And that's why I gave you the Amazon example.
And Twitch didn't either at the time, and then they got bought out, did it not?
Yes.
Okay.
You're right. Twitch got bought out by Amazon.
Okay.
Because Amazon wants to have monopoly share of the live streaming sphere because they believe that it's a good investment to do that so that they can basically funnel more traffic into Amazon. They can sell more of their products. They can do possibly QVC down the line. This is huge in China. One of the largest live streamers in China has like 60 million live concurrent viewers. His name is Lipstick Man, okay? Listen, this is important. All this guy does is literally sell products. I think it's on Alibaba. He goes on and he sells
that's
products. He does
money.
QVC. Amazon
QVC?
probably looks at that, and Amazon already has a internal live streaming software that is different than Twitch. If you go to Amazon's website,
Chinese brother.
okay, you will see QVCs happening on the Amazon Live website. Amazon most likely wants to do that with
that's
Twitch.
money.
That's the reason. That's the real reason.
Okay,
The real
okay.
reason why Stake wants to do that with Kick is so they can funnel audiences into Stake. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Making a better streaming platform is not how you make
Oh,
streaming
that's a stretch and a half.
profitable.
What happens? What happens if let's say Key becomes just a better product and starts outpacing Amazon with even less overhead costs? Twitch. Why wouldn't Amazon just say fuck it, pull the plug on Twitch and find Battle Kick instead? Why not at that point?
You're not wrong on that. I have
okay.
I have actually brought this up as well.
So that can be one of the plans that's possible.
I think if Amazon believes that selling AWS and IVS as a separate service to competitor live streaming platforms that want to get in the game is more profitable than running Twitch in the long run and having monopoly over the live streaming sector, they will inevitably just do that. They will just outsource it and they will make more money that way if they truly believe that that is the case. This, however, does not change the reality that Stake is still operating at a loss in that regard, but that loss is a return on investment for new eyeballs coming into stake.com.
You know,
if tomorrow
Hasan,
became, or
yes.
Kick became, if Stake became
Go ahead.
the company that owns Kick, that became the monopolizing force in the live streaming service, my argument would still stand.
Shit, makes sense. Yeah. So you're going for the long haul, right? So it's like, oh yeah, they're trying to do this to ultimately do that, or ultimately sell more products, right? But then you would make the good correlation for a fact at this point. Now you have all the data to say that, oh, hey, maybe Amazon wants to do some fucking, what if couldn't it be possible that down the line this whole DraftKings thing, right, and this whole Gamba shit is made to fucking do even more sports betting, which already cripples the fucking America. It's like one of the biggest problems out there. Couldn't that be one of the ways that they deliver the product or whatever? Isn't that one of their side goals? Nope. Using your own argument? Isn't that one of their goals at that point?
Are you saying that Amazon is going to take on more sponsorships that are damaging?
Damaging?
Is that what you're asking? Down the line?
They don't see that as damaging. Why would they?
Okay.
How's it damaging?
But your argument there is Amazon taking on a DraftKings sponsorship is identical to being owned by DraftKings.
You made the argument.
I'm not even pro Amazon. I think it's fucking bullshit that they have a DraftKings sponsorship, by the way. I do think it's ridiculous and hypocritical that they are like, no unregulated crypto casinos, but DraftKings is fine. One day after they fucking eviscerated crypto gambling on the website.
And you said
but
that
the difference between you and I is that I do have a moral position on this. Your moral position on this on the other side of it. You don't have an issue with DraftKings, just like you don't have an issue with Stake.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at all. I was just pointing the fact that you even pointed out that Eddie's on his Medium or whatever, like you said, or on his thing, that there's value in like live streaming and Gamba shit, and then Twitch has banned Stake, and now they get DraftKings. Couldn't that way to be down the line? Did they want to propel that and use a live audience to do to propel sports betting? Can you make the same argument, if not more?
They probably. I would assume they probably are doing that if they're not already interested in doing that. Like television does it all the fucking time. I do agree with you. I think that is immoral, and I do not have the same level of power over Amazon, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, to be able to stop them from doing so. Even though I do speak out on those matters all the fucking time. Even then, however, that's because I believe that this kind of promotion of gambling is bad. It ruins the sports. It ruins sports watching in general, and it ruins lives. Okay.
I think it's an
Amazon is not owned by DraftKings.
It's an enhancer.
Amazon or Twitch is not owned by DraftKings. So what you're basically saying is like, what if in a hypothetical scenario, Twitch was owned by DraftKings in the future, what would you say then?
Oh wait.
Do you see what I mean?
No. Finish sentence one more time. Finish sentence one more time. Do it again.
Okay. Like you're presenting, while we're talking about something that's going on currently, you have presented a hypothetical where maybe Stake has different interests in Kick and they just want to be a dominant force in the live streaming space for no reason other than a standalone, potentially profitable product. That's number one. You gave not really a lot of examples as to why that's the case. And then you said, what about in a hypothetical that Twitch is now owned by DraftKings somehow, and you're still working at Twitch?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I don't give a fuck about any of it. I genuinely don't care about any of it. I think it's all fine. Yeah, I think it's all fine.
But I genuinely don't understand what the argument you're trying to present here, because I don't understand what the argument you're presenting.
I'm just saying the direction of the product. There's more hints that Twitch wants it to be like that than currently Kick has. Kick hasn't done anything that is towards Gamba. Zero. There's zero. None.
Wait, what? Say that again.
What has Kick done to link themselves back to Gamba?
What has Kick done to link themselves back to Gamba?
Yeah, that's what
they're owned by the casino. They are functionally the same as all of the amenities inside of Vegas.
So correlation
When you
equals
go to a
causation.
Vegas casino, they have a lot of amenities. They don't host Cirque du Soleil because they fucking love acrobatics. They do it because they have amenities to offer people to get them inside of the doors of the casino. When you run a casino, one of the primary things that the casino owners want to do is keep you on that fucking seat. You know this just as well as I do. Their goal is to first get you in through the door, and then their second goal and more important goal is to have you sit the fuck down. That's the reason why the stake.com roulette tables are flashy and they got all these fucking lights and it works with your ADHD brain, right? And the same goes for how they're trying to drive traffic into the casino. You are no different than the buffets, the pool, and Britney Spears. Right. That's what you're doing. You are the Cirque du Soleil of stake.com.
Makes sense. So basically you're saying that you're delegitimizing all the efforts of live streaming and narrowing it back down to just simply Gamba. Then in that case, I mean...
No, Cirque du Soleil is not like fucking bullshit, dog. What do you mean? That's like also a massively successful franchise with people fucking toiling their entire goddamn lives. This does not devalue you at all. That is something that is inside of your own... No, the reason why you're saying that is because you deep down inside think it's undermining you that are potentially a big billboard for Stake. Because you have an issue with it, even though you took the fucking deal.
Wait,
I think that's what it is.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh my god, I feel bad now. Wait, you didn't get it right. I don't give a absolute hint of a rat's ass that could be the case. Imagine thinking I give a fuck. I've done full-on 10-hour Gamba streams in the past, right? That would mean that I'm scared of that. I ain't scared of that shit. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck would I care? I can do it tomorrow. I can do it. What the fuck do I care? I don't give a fuck. I love that shit.
If you're not worried about it, then there's no reason to even counter this. When I say you're an very expensive billboard for Stake, why would you even have an issue with that then? If you truly have no moral problem with that, then I don't understand why you have an issue. I don't know why you're so defensive over it.
Because I don't think that correlation and causation don't discredit the product's direction because of where it came from. It's short-sighted, it's stupid, and it's anti-progressive. It looks and sounds stupid. If the product becomes good because it's good, let it be. Why are you so mad where it comes from? That means that you're just...
I'm not even mad. I've openly admitted that I'm selfish and that I know that the funding mechanism is still technically for fucking Stake to drive more traffic to stake.com. But even then, I still want it to be a successful platform so that there are more competitors in the space, which will ultimately make the live streaming space a better experience for the consumers and better for the actual streamers themselves. So on that front, you could actually own my ass and say, well, you're quite hypocritical. You want Stake to be successful, and yet you think, or you want Kick to be successful, and Kick's only mechanism of success is offering Stake more fucking traffic. Here, I'll make a better argument for you from your perspective. And to that, I'll say, yes, you're right.
Okay. What is this? Audience overlap for Kick and Stake. It's 2.7% since you wanted stats and proof and whatnot. Here's some actual stats. Want to see it? Shared audience of 2.7% between the both of them. You want to do that with Twitch? Or what?
Yeah, I think they want to grow it. I don't know what it is with Twitch. It might even be bigger, which is probably why Twitch banned Stake, right?
Or it's the fact that they want to monopolize it, and with DraftKings coming in a day later, they want to push that as the main drive for it. And now I have evidence to back it up with and data, and it seems like you're gonna fall flat on your ass on that one. No?
Wait, what? No, what do you? I don't understand. You're presenting
seems
information
like-
and saying you own me or something, but like
seems
I
like
haven't even.
they eliminated
Let me see the Twitch numbers as well, but I don't even know.
They eliminated the
I don't
biggest
even know what
competitor,
you're trying to say
and
here.
a day later signed a competitor and monopolized it now. And you're not seeing any sort of link there or correlation. It seems like you don't see anything working there. I don't get it.
Wait, what? Say that again.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't hear that.
They ban one of the biggest Gamba online websites, right? And the next day they sign a deal with a competitor, and you don't think that's like a little bit maybe goal driven or suspicious or anything like that? You're just gonna glaze over it?
I actually don't
Wait,
know
what
what
are
you're
you talking
referring to.
I think. Are you trying to make? Are you talking about DraftKings? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Like they banned Kick and then they literally signed a deal with DraftKings the next day?
Yeah.
Isn't
I think those
DraftKings
two deals
legal,
are
though?
related. I think those two deals are related. When you're a website engaging in live streaming owned by fucking Amazon, you're under a lot of federal scrutiny. So right at the heels of like a massive gambling sponsorship that they were about to unfold, they probably decided to take off all of the most successful unregulated gambling, like crypto gambling casinos, off of their website, so that if the fucking federales come kicking down their goddamn door, they look a little bit more clean. That's probably part of the reason. But ultimately, DraftKings doesn't own Amazon, and it certainly doesn't own Twitch either.
Right.
Also comparing.
And so if they cared so much about that, then they would have probably banned Blaze at this point, right? Because Blaze is gonna.
I don't know what Blaze is.
It's the new guy. It's the guy that's chambered into the fucking mag. The shoot
Fucking
Stake.
awesome. Let's take care of that. Thank you for bringing this up in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, so I had to bring it up.
I hope Twitch
as
takes action
as the
against
little
that.
dumb guy who doesn't drive anything and does nothing. I had to be one to nudge it in the right direction. Holy fuck! Because there isn't some guy out there like me that we don't like that's doing it. I have to be the one to say it. Otherwise, holy fuck, nothing happens and it gets done. It's almost like people don't care about the actual endeavors and the problem. They care about the people doing it. Damn, wait a minute.
This is no different than Trainwreck's argument of if you ban one type of gambling, why don't you ban all type of gambling?
Then
my entire
disprove it
stream
then.
is not going to be
Disprove it
dedicated to
then.
fucking trying to eviscerate
Disprove it
gambling.
then go ahead and dismantle my argument then. Because it seems like I just made all the points one at a time to point at something, and I've gotten there, and now you're saying, oh, well, don't listen to this guy, he's schizo, he's training, and I lose the argument on the basis of that.
We didn't say any of those
feel
things,
like
dog. What the
you're
fuck are you
not
talking about?
differentiating
Who are you talking to?
unregulated crypto gambling
By default,
and ways
you
to
are
gamble
calling it a
already
schizo
that are
argument
legal?
because you're saying that I am doing a train argument. That is, by definition, you are quite literally telling that I'm schizoing because I'm doing a train argument. And you know what you're doing. You're not stupid. You're not dumb.
I just meant you're making the same argument as
think
Trainwreck. You
sometimes
didn't
you
say it's
assume-
schizo,
But
dog. What
We're
the
saying
fuck?
But
things
I
we're
built
not.
myself, I built the argument, and I tailored
No,
it.
it's the same
Maybe
argument
you're
that
reading
Train has
chat. We
made. That's
didn't
all I
say
was
shit.
saying.
Okay.
There's
I
no need to take it personally.
I built the profile. I made a couple points and made a couple things to go somewhere. And at the end, and it ends up with Blaze being in the middle of it, right? And as soon as I say that, you say, "Yo, dude, that's like a train argument." But without even saying anything else to this. Why? What's so funny?
Well, Train's argument is wrong. I've already fucking talked about it many times. But it's just the only reason why I brought that up is because it was identical to the argument that Train and I have had 1,000 times over, which is like, oh, if you banned one type of gambling, why aren't you banning all types of gambling? And the way I explained it to him back then, and I didn't mean that you're schizo or even Train is schizo, you kind of added that yourself. I don't know why.
That's
my point was, if you can take down. If you think, like, let's say X thing is bad, right? Okay. And there's 100% of X thing. Let's say you're able to take down 75% of that X thing through your influence. If 25% of that X thing still remains, it's still bad, but it's less bad than 100% of the X thing. That's what we did here. And that's precisely why I'm saying, like, look, if there are new initiatives that are launching on Twitch, they should take care of that. That's really fucked up, and I'm glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah, because I'm glad that nobody cares about X thing unless I do X or Train does Y or I do Y and he does X. So like nobody actually gives a fuck.
Now you do sound a lot like Train.
So nobody cares about the actual endeavors or the problems. People care about the people doing it. That is just inherently true, and you fucking know it. And you know it's true. You know it is.
So here, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a good example.
To be true, you think that we have a personal vendetta against you and Train, and we're just against everything that you guys do?
No, I think the brokies got mad when they get their deals, and then they went against it, and everybody went with it, and they were like, guys, fuck Gamba. That's just the way it is.
Do you think me or Pokey?
Come on.
Do you think me and Pokey have deals?
We've already talked about the fact that, like, if we fucking wanted to, we could.
No, they tried. They tried.
Don't you think we would be arguing that stake and kick are unrelated so that we can get a kick deal? But be like, oh no, I'm against crypto gambling, but kick is different. So we can suck up to them and get a deal. Like, would that not be fucking easy?
Okay, listen.
I feel like it's harder to stick to your guns.
Okay, I think you guys
it is. You get fucking punished for it endlessly.
You guys derailed entirely.
Felix,
what?
No, it's not derailed. You said like brokies are against you because they didn't get fucking deals, and it's not applicable to either of us.
What?
It's not applicable to either of us.
Okay.
And the only other person I have heard this from is Trainwreck, who like thinks that we're out to get him.
Your tweet back then had 400,000 likes or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's you too. It's the rest of people. The argument still stands. The argument still stands that people just weaponized it. Yeah, that's just how it is. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Weaponize what?
This whole anti-Gamba crusade, guys. It's anti-Gamba. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. If people cared, people actually cared about Gamba.
It wasn't anti-Gamba. You think? You think it wasn't? It was just like a different reason.
It was legitimate, weird, pent-up jealousy that they used as a spear, and everybody hopped on the dick train to get it through. That is just flat out the truth, and anything else you're gonna say is completely irrelevant. And I don't want to.
Okay, I'm asking something. Why do you think your audience?
Sure, but if you're talking about us, then say you're talking about us. Like, I'm not gonna speak for other people.
Well, wait. They are as relevant as you. That's because you say the line, and everybody repeats it. That those aren't together. Like, you guys understand the movement, the people behind it, the people that were out there, people that were commenting on it. You know for a fact that you're not the only driving force in this. Like, you didn't change the world out here. You're not like the fucking.
Sure, I can imagine.
You're not a hero, bro. Like, chill out.
Once they see the amount of money that Kick is giving out, maybe they change their minds and they want. They used to be against crypto gambling and now they're like, oh, but I want to kick it. Sure, I don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care about them. If you think that's us, say so, and we can argue against that.
I don't think he thinks that it's us. He's just saying that there are other people that are supportive of this endeavor that were hypocritical. But I don't know why you're bringing it up, because it's irrelevant in this point of. It's irrelevant in this conversation.
Yeah, listen, there's fakies everywhere. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so.
Right. It just seems like whenever people make arguments and shit, I think there's a lot of people that shifted the argument and made things feel and sound different. And everybody always lets damage happen, and there's a lot of collateral damage in this whole saga. And nobody cares to debunk dog shit arguments when they're made if they makes them win. When it's the same with you guys. When you say something that is wrong, right, and you misspeak, and nobody corrects you because everybody's on your side, you don't go back and correct it because you cash in your win.
But
you always cash in your win, even when it's wrong. Always.
But you haven't given me, look, if we're both speculating about Kick's interest or Stake's interest in Kick, I've given you plenty of examples as to why it's not ever going to be, in my opinion, primarily as a standalone product that isn't there to basically drive traffic into Stake. I told you exactly why that is the case. You did not actually give me an effective counter argument or why you even believe that that will not be the case and how it can ever be done. How the infrastructure can be handled by Stake.
Okay.
Like that's my point.
From my position,
the thing that you're showing me right now, the thing that you're showing me right now is a perfect example of this. Let's say tomorrow, Kick.com and Stake.com's traffic share doesn't change, right? It's still 2.7% of a shared audience.
Probably gonna be less.
Okay,
yeah.
let's say that's the case. That percentage doesn't change tomorrow, but Kick.com becomes the behemoth, the next Twitch. Okay, the numbers in that 2.7% are going to be ginormous, and I believe that Stake is banking on that. Even with the metrics that you're showing me, you're not actually providing a reasonable counter argument to what I'm trying to say. Because the 2.7 of, wait, hold on, show it again. No, don't show me that right now. Let me look at the numbers real quick.
Sorry, my bad. I was trying to fucking get hooked.
I don't care. I don't care about what fucking like Summit's PokeStream. Hold on, stay on course. Right now, there is a shared unique visitor of 136,456 people. Right? Those are the number of shared unique visitors. That number will 100x if they reach Twitch's size. If Kick becomes Twitch's size, that percentage will most likely stay the same. Actually, it probably will be a little bit smaller because let's say Stake's website is not going to grow. But even if that percentage goes down, the number of people in that shared audience is still going to increase. What that means is they're still going to have, this time, 1.3 million shared unique visitors that are going in there and going to Stake. And the difference between 136,000 and 1.3 million is why Stake is dumping all these funds into Kick to make it a dominant force in the live streaming sphere. That's my argument.
I just want to add.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
No matter what percent shared users they have, it might look like a small percent, but the fact that Stake deems Kick a worthwhile investment goes to show that that percentage is enough for them to get a return. Okay? If it's 2%, 3%, 5%, it's enough. Those people are clearly spending enough that Stake says, yes, we should keep spending millions growing this platform.
Okay.
Is that...
That's
you get what I'm saying, by the way, with the numbers that you showed me?
Basic business principles.
It's a very correlation causation argument. You've admitted that whether anything happens, you won't change your mind on it, so it doesn't matter. And you made the argument to ban Gamba, which Twitch won't even do.
If you present me with new information, here, let's say...
Like what?
Let's say that Stake actually purchased the entirety of like Azure's cloud hosting services, web hosting services, okay? Let's say that that's what happened magically. This multi-$100 billion franchise was bought out by Stake tomorrow. And then you said, and Stake's ultimate goal is to basically completely remove themselves from the equation, give all of those servers to Kick, and they are not even remotely interested in like driving traffic back to their side. That would be a little bit more believable. Even then, it doesn't change the point that like, just like Amazon is interested in driving traffic to Amazon from Twitch, inevitably down the line, I still believe that Kick is going to drive traffic into Stake. That's why Amazon bought Twitch, and that's why Stake built Kick.
So you want Kick to do the things that Twitch won't do in order to squash the claim, pretty much. You're saying that you want them to do better to prove the same thing.
I want them to do better in general because I want them to actually be competitive in the marketplace.
Yeah, didn't Twitch at least ban unregulated gambling?
Absolutely
if Kick did that,
nope,
sure.
No. Stop. You're just galloping it. Don't say a claim that's false and then keep going. If I stop. No, not true. There's multiple websites that are still allowed, that are all unregulated, that are on a daily, that garnish thousands and dozens of thousands of viewers on a daily basis. Nobody cares because I'm not the one and Train isn't the one doing it and gambling. And you know that it's true. It's true. If there isn't a big dog doing it, nobody cares.
This doesn't address the claims that Poki's making.
True?
What? No, no, it's all unregulated. I mean, look at my screen. Ready? I'll show you right now.
Okay, this doesn't address the claims that Poki's making, number one. Number two, you keep talking about yourself, right? You keep talking about yourself and saying like, oh, it's only because of me that people care about it. There is an element of truth to what you're stating. Now, the reason for that is simple. For example, on this website, if I go down to the Just Chatting stream, to the bottom of the directory, there are people streaming porn right now, okay? There are people streaming illicit content right now, illegal content right now. The difference between a bottom of the barrel Andy or 100 viewer Andy even doing something like that versus you, the largest streamer on the platform doing it, is of course going to be additionally problematic if people have an issue with it. So I don't know why you think that this is like a major own as far as like you singling yourself out. Of course, the reason why we don't know that like fucking Blaze exists or whatever is partially because Twitch has made assurances that it's fucking illegal, that it's illegal to do crypto gambling, unregulated crypto gambling on the fucking website. But having said that, Twitch's terms of service dictates that porn is not allowed on the website. Twitch's terms of service dictates that you can't have like a fake Elon Musk cryptocurrency rug pull live stream on the website that is botted to shit. And yet for some reason, these things keep happening.
Say two things? Please.
Okay, go ahead.
Two things. One, I would be very impressed if Stake took
the
exact same stance as Twitch, which is just prohibiting streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the US or other jurisdictions. If they did that, I would believe that they care more about streaming than they do about the profits that they would get from gambling. Okay, one. And two, okay, you said the only reason people cared back then is because me and Trainwrecks did it. People don't care because it's you and Trainwrecks. You guys just bring along these massive audiences, which brought more spotlight to an issue, made it a larger issue, and then people started caring about it. We're not following you guys as individuals trying to get angry about things that you do. It's about the audience that you bring to these things. Don't be mad that you're popular.
Nobody said this shit. Even the popular ones. You're not. Sorry to say. You and Hasan aren't that cool with your anti-gambler take, okay? The main drive that caused the wave initially is somebody who didn't get a deal, who caused that wave, and he just hopped on it to look good. That's the only reason. Otherwise, you guys didn't say shit initially for the longest time until Miz did, and you hopped on this cock.
I had no idea that it was this big of a deal. Once it got into the spotlight, I made my stance very clear.
That's just goalpost. You're just goalposting at that point. You're just moving the goalpost.
Oh my god, I can't believe you think there's more to it than like, hey, it just wasn't that big of a deal, and then a bunch of big streamers started either doing it or talking about it, and then it was a big deal.
It wasn't one. It wasn't some guys, or it was one guy. It was one guy who had he has his own.
What's the issue with that? That's just how something was brought to life.
He has his own motives to do it, which is called weaponizing, which people always use against me. When I don't fit their narratives, they're weaponizing something, and they de-weaponize, and you guys hopped on the cock. That's what happened. That's what, literally, that's what happened.
I promise you, no one's trying to hop on Mrs. Cock.
But you guys did though.
Wait, what? No, I definitely, I love hopping on Miss Gibbs' cock. What happened? I was peeing.
I promise you, it's not that deep. Maybe Miz brought it up because he has, something.
You know what's really funny about this? It's ahistoric because myself and Ethan had this debate, I'm pretty sure, ever before Miskiff literally even got a fucking stake or crypto gambling sponsorship.
Ethan took a loot box sponsorship. This rat fucking balding fuck, old fossil guy. Holy fuck! This fucking balder took a loot box scam from his viewers, which is inherently worse. Fucking bald Andy. And he's gonna back that up?
Who's that? Who's he talking about?
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. H3 balder. Yep. And have you ever brought that up? Have you ever talked to him about it? Have you ever debated about it? I'm sure you didn't.
Wait, Ethan is literally the least bald motherfucker on the planet. What are you talking about? He's like
Not his
famously
hair.
has a. Are you
Mr.
mistaking
Count,
him for
I
someone
have to
else?
go to bed soon.
His hairline is
Please
literally
stop
like
debating about
down to
stuff
his
no
fucking
one cares
eyebrows.
about.
I don't give a fuck. He has white hair. The man is 60.
H.
Wait, okay, that's a different. Okay, so that's a different argument. So I don't know what Ethan did. I don't know what you're talking about. What is it? He did like a loot box or something. What?
I'm pretty sure. Chat, give me the files on that.
Oh, so you're
Okay.
not sure.
I'm pretty sure. I checked last time, but it's not.
Wait, did you fucking just say that this
mobile
dude
thing?
did some shit that I didn't even know about? You called him bald, and
I'm just saying
and
you
then said he had
brought up
white hair.
Ethan,
Like,
bro.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Bro. Listen, you brought up Ethan. I'm just saying it's crazy to use him as an example because he's not clean on that department.
Okay, I agree. If he did some like gambling shit, then I think it's fucked up that he did that. Good thing he's not doing it any longer. I think. I don't know.
Oh shit, I like that. Look at that. You can pay money. It opens up some chest or whatever, and it has his face on it. Look at that, Ethan. Is that your boy? Is that him? Is that your boy right there?
Well, you're comparing all sorts of like chess and gambling and
Brother.
this and that to the worst of the worst.
I don't know why you
Stay
think this is the
crypto
own. Like, what do you mean?
unregulated.
Okay, that's bad
you
and
bring
wrong.
it. Okay, and have you talked about it? It seems like you don't care because it's your friend, but you seem like you care back in the days because it's for virtue.
No, I have never talked about it because I had no fucking idea.
Oh.
Felix, why the fuck would I? It's a fucking mobile game loot box from 4 years ago. How the fuck am I supposed to know every single thing that this man has done? He's also said the N-word with a hard R, and he very openly has apologized
Okay.
for it multiple fucking
Okay.
times. It's
So-
like bringing that shit up and being
so-
like, "Whoa,
so-
remember
so-
when he said the N-word with a
so
hard R?"
is it a
But that's
little
really
bit
fucked up
like-
that you're working with him? It's
So-
like,
right.
yeah, I know that.
That would be like
I know that, and
that,
he's addressed it.
and then that would like bringing up Jolt coin from fucking Trent from way back when, right? That'd be the same type of behavior, right?
Bro, I don't even know what the fuck Jolt coin is either. It's like some shit that Miskiv brought up about Train, no?
Okay, so now it's valid. The one's not valid. It
So
seems
what
like we're doing a lot of pick and
aboutism
choose
is
here.
going really far.
I'm just saying it's a lot of pick and choose. It's a lot of pick and choose.
Okay.
Maybe
I
we
wasn't
keep it
saying
in
you're train washed or you're train posting beforehand. I was saying your arguments resemble trains. Now I'm saying it. You're fucking train washed, brother. Who the fuck talked about Jolt coin or Miskiv or any number of things? Now I'm saying
I'm
it.
just
You're
saying-
fucking you are schizo.
Okay, I'm just saying
You're behaving
Hey,
schizo as fuck right now.
you guys care about things based on what it looks like and what you gain out of
Psychoanalyze each
it,
other.
and that's just how it is. It seems like the care points has
What is
dropped.
all about it? Bro, you're fighting fucking shadows. You're fighting demons in your head right now. What the fuck?
What are you talking about? I'm just saying. I mean, your focus shifts based on who is doing it, and I think that's inherently bad. I don't think it's a good maneuver.
I don't think that's true.
You're right.
think
I
if
should
the
go
same
back.
issues were brought to him or me, no matter who's doing it, we would be against it. Maybe it would only come to our attention because someone as large and prominent as you is doing it, but that doesn't make it personal or different for different people.
Okay,
Dude,
What's up?
dude, like if
I actually
Like,
I
you
like
said-
you, X.
What's up?
that's not what he looks
I'm
like,
not
that's a
against you
meme, brother.
personally. Maybe other people do, but that ain't me.
That's not what he looks like.
Sure, it's a meme. He's on fucking copium. That's cope.
Who the fuck is actually believe that? That's so funny. Okay. Yeah, I can't speak on what Ethan has done in the past because I truly had no idea. I'm sure if I were to ask him, he might have addressed it. He might not have a problem with it. You know what I mean? These are all things I can't speak on because I was unfamiliar with this until you just brought it up.
Because you brought up Ethan.
And
You
I
brought
don't know
up
why
Ethan
you
as
think it's an own overall.
Because you brought up you brought Ethan like some sort of like sword or something like that. Like what have you become Ethan in the
No,
first place?
because no, I didn't. Ethan is irrelevant in this conversation. I brought him up because to say you, me, Trainwrecks, and Ethan Klein had this fucking argument about crypto gambling literally years before Miskiv ever joined the fray. Before
Right.
Miskiv ever got in the conversation. That was just to show you that the timeline in your head is wrong, that I have been consistently speaking out against this sort of thing way before Miskiv ever joined. That's the only reason why I brought up Ethan to the conversation.
Yeah, I just wish that see.
No, there was 2 combos before Miskiv got. I think it was when Aiden.
Yeah, true.
There was 2 different conversations.
Was it? Because it seems to me like his whole argument was like, oh, dude, it's the children. This is for the children that, children this, and his game looks like it's just made for children. That's their main appeal. So I think it's kind of rich, but it is what it is.
Okay, but again, you should take that up with Ethan. I think he would love to have you on the stream, probably. If you wanna talk to him about that.
Ethan is a snake. He's just very snake. I like his staff.
You can't just say that. You can't just. Oh, come on. You can't just like be like, oh, he's a snake. I'm not gonna do it. You've gotten much better at debating.
Every 2
You've
weeks,
gotten much better at debating over the years that I've known you. You should debate him on it.
Okay, I think Ethan will quite literally cook me every like 2 weeks when he gets bored. Literally, he'll say something sly or some dog shit. He does. I would like to like Ethan, but he's just like you. He can't hold himself back from saying some dumb shit sometimes. And he knows he's doing it out of bad faith. And you know he's a bad faith actor. And you know that. Don't deny it. He's what we call...
I don't think he's a bad faith actor. I disagree with that. The common shared perspective online, especially from like people that don't like me and don't like Ethan, is that yes, he is bad faith, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah, well, I do think that based on the perspective and the movement behind, you guys justify or not justify some types of behavior and some things that you guys do overall. If you have the right opinion, you have more leeway to do dumb shit compared to if you're on the other side, which I think is a bit disingenuous.
I definitely disagree with that because I have no fucking leeway. How can you say that when I believe what I'm advocating for is correct? I try to live by those principles as best as I can within the current restrictive confines of existing under the society that we live under. And yet I get fucking yelled at for buying a house. You've been inside that house. As far as like other streamers and shit, that house is nothing. And yet it's still used. People still, including Train, speaking of bad faith, Trainwreck is the #1 bad faith, Andy. He keeps saying like, oh, develop systems. We've had a conversation where I've described all this stuff to him, and yet he still turns around and goes on a fucking phone conversation with like the owner of Kick, and they're over there talking with like Travis Scott's manager about how I'm like, I live rent free in their fucking minds for some goddamn reason. They're like supposed to be doing like a site-wide announcement or some shit, and even then they're talking about how I'm a fucking fake socialist or whatever. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. That shit is unironically bad faith, especially because I've literally sat him down and walked him step by step over this point of contention supposedly, and he just fucking wiped it out of his mind for some reason. Now, having said that, the reason why I brought this up is because you said if you're on the right side of the conversation, if you're advocating for your principles, you have a lot more leeway to fuck up. That's not true.
Yeah, I think sometimes you'll if you're on the right side, you're kind of you let more like dog shit happen.
37.
You think I'm cooked?
No, I think you're cooked if you're on the right side of a conversation, because a lot of people on the internet think that authenticity can only be explained and showed through being like edgy or fucking saying unhinged shit. People I think genuinely look at others who are being edgy and go, oh, that guy's real. He's being real. When you fucking advocate for certain principles that you believe in, they go, that can't be real. He must be virtue signaling. No one fucking feels this way in reality. They're just trying to be nice.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes.
So I don't even think that is true.
All right. These discussions, even though it went all right. It went a little bit overboard. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I think we're at an impasse. No.
Yeah, I gotta go do some IRL streams too. I gotta go fucking touch some Japanese grass.
Man, I gotta go push.
Lovely chatting with you both.
Yeah.
the best in life.
Likewise. Love.
No,
Take
please.
care. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Take care, guys.
All right.
Take
Bye,
care, son.
everyone.
See you later, man. Thoughts, chat? Thoughts? That was a ride. That was a ride. I think I've got my answers. Last time I said, I think some of these people will never change their opinion, regardless of what's in front of them. And I think that my conclusion is that I have to not take these debates because it doesn't matter what is brought up, it will not change anybody's opinion. I think I held my points pretty strong.
Train washed force and laughing at you.
I had a discussion with Pokey the other day.
There is no
actually,
moral difference between.
privately. I tweeted, congrats to XQC and Kick, because I think it's like a win-win situation for both parties. And she reached out and she was like, I was kind of surprised that you were publicly supporting it. And I do want to make it clear that it is kind of a weird situation because the platform is run by crypto gambling. It promotes gambling, which is the bad part. The bad part, long story short, I like gambling personally. I think it's fine to do, you know, if you're of age, you gamble what you can afford to lose, you're okay with it, it's all good. The part that gets messy is when you're streaming it. Some people that shouldn't, like people that are prone to addiction, people that are underaged.
On my neck looking like a lighthouse. Nigga pipe down, chopper make it pipe down. Running man, catch me if you can. Bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches only, bad bitches on me, bad bitches on me. Bad bitches on me. Hit her for a minute, then I pass her to the homie. Hit her for a minute, then I pass her to the homie. I don't wanna see you when I wake up.